call it the big time. You got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you don't miss, just make, don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Extraordinary, we are legendary. You will remember our names.
drops back to pass deep down the field, and it's caught. Touchdown, Dragons! Brody Knowles has it in the end zone from 36 yards out, and the game starts with a bang. Imhoff, the quarterback, in the shotgun next to Robinson. 4 on the line for Carroll. They rush 4, and they throw it over the middle. It's intercepted. Dragons take it away and taking this one back. A huge INT brought across the 20-yard line. Parker Harris with the big INT. Brenda brings a man in motion. Scans the field, has time, steps up, rolls out to his left, looks down the field, fires toward the end zone. It's Brock Boyd in for 6, a 35-yard score, and Carroll's up 13-0. Carroll knocking on the door. Brenda goes out in motion, and now direct snap taken. It's throwing into the end zone. Touchdown! Blake Gunter. He drops back to pass. It's Brock Boyd for a touchdown from 29 yards out. Busman comes up with a big play, and Carroll has a 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. And breaking away, it's Harris up the sideline. Harris rushing toward the end zone.
The Dragons fought well into the night to secure a 3rd-round victory over the Eagles. This week, they face longtime regional rivals, the Denton Wildcats.
Hey Dragon fans, welcome to the Dragon Football Night pregame show sponsored by Clayton and Clayton Real Estate. Now here are your hosts, Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
Well, they say familiarity breeds rivalries, and the Dragons and Wildcats are pretty familiar with each other. They meet today in the 6A Division II Region 1 Final for the 3rd time in 4 years. Hi there, and welcome into the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our director Tim Polster, and statistician Scott Farrell. Our broadcast tonight, as always, presented by White's Chapel Methodist Church. The Dragons are unbeaten and coming off a wild 49-31 win over Prosper in the regional semis, a game that finished at 1:45 in the morning. Geyer 11-2, finished 7-0 to win District 5-6A. Their road through the playoffs has included wins over Prosper Rock Hill, Jesuit, and Byron Nelson. And Robert, before we get to today, I want to apologize that I was not in the booth with you for your sleepover in Arlington last week, but I know you said that's a game that those who stayed till 2 in the morning will never forget.
Well, you were missed, Chris. I can tell you that much. We had your picture up on the window. We were talking to you all night. We wish you were there. What an experience. And big shout out to Will Carnley. Did a great job, and what a sport. You know, it was one of those moments in time I know I will never forget. And the bonus side, the Dragons came away with the victory.
Well, getting to this round of the playoffs, 4th round regional final, has become the norm for the Dragons under Riley Dodge. They've done it every single year, 8 years that he's been the head coach. It's easy to lose sight of the fact, Robert, that most teams in the state by this point in the year are just sitting at home.
Well, I think reaching the stage of this playoffs has almost become routine for this Dragon team under Riley Dodge. You know, they've advanced, like you said, at least, you know, the 4th round in 8 of his seasons at the helm. It's a remarkable run. I think it's one that you can make it easy just how to forget that how rare level of consistency this is. You know, by the first week in December, like you mentioned, most teams across the state have already hung up their pads for the year, but the Dragons are still playing.
And as they reach this round year after year, Geyer has increasingly been the opponent in the regional final. The Wildcats beat Carroll in 2022. The Dragons returned the favor last season, and at least for us, for the fans, seeing the same schools year after year in the playoffs starts to add a little bit of juice to the matchup, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Anytime you see the same programs collide in the playoffs year after year, it naturally builds a rivalry, and it brings that energy. You know, both teams know what's at stake. The fans know the history, and it adds some extra edge and excitement to the whole week. It might not be an official rivalry, but matchups like this definitely start to feel that way over time.
Well, we have plenty to do on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show today. We'll hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge. We'll bring you the starting lineups for today's game. But coming up next, we take a look back at Parker Harris's monster night last week and how this Carroll running game stacks up against the Geyer rush defense. Counting you down to kickoff in the regional final coming up on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving in Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, we truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
It's the 9th all-time meeting between Carroll and Denton Guyer, and meeting number 9 comes in the state, or the regional finals, I should say, at 6A Division II from Crowley ISD Stadium. The Dragons and the Wildcats meeting in this round for the 3rd time in 4 years. Before we talk about this matchup today, let's talk a little bit about last week's game against Prosper. The star of the show for Carroll was Parker Harris. We've seen glimpses of him being used in a variety of roles this season. He's played a little Wildcat quarterback. He's played running back, punt returner, kick returner, safety. But what he showed against Prosper last week was really special. What does he bring to the Dragons in all 3 phases?
Well, I think Parker's one of those guys who changes the game the moment he steps on the field. You know, like you said, we've seen flashes all year, but against Prosper, he really showed the full scope of what he can do. Offensively, he gives them a true mismatch. He's physical, he's explosive, and he forces defense to account for him wherever he lines up. On defense, he brings the same toughness and instincts, whether it's tackling in space, making plays on the ball, and on special teams, he's a weapon. Anytime he's involved in the return game or coverage unit, you really feel his impact. You know, he's one of those rare players who can tilt the field in all 3 phases, and when he's rolling, the Dragons' ceiling gets that much higher, Chris.
You get a look at what he did last week against Prosper, led the team with 11 tackles, also had 95 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns, including 1 passing touchdown. So Parker Harris did a little bit of everything for Carroll last week. Now, talk about him in the rushing attack. This is going to be a Guyer defense that really challenges what Carroll can do on the ground. It's a Guyer rush defense that has allowed about 60 yards per game on the season. And here's a look at what Carroll's done on the ground in their last 5 games and what Geyer's defense has done on the ground in its last 5 games.
Yeah, and I think, when you look at this defensive front 7, you're going to have about 5 guys going to the next level, especially at Division I. They're elite up front because it starts with the discipline and leverage. Geyer's defensive line doesn't get moved. They fire off low, they win first contact, they force backs to make decisions sooner than they want. Their linebackers fit fast and clean because the guys up front, keep them uncluttered. They keep the guys off them, especially the offensive linemen. They also tackle with intent. There's a very, I say, leaky yardage against them. When they hit you, they are there, they wrap up, and they bring you to the ground. And their safeties aren't shy. They'll come down, roll downhill. They'll finish off runs. They are a high-flying defense. A defense, Chris, that has over 8 guys who are going to go and play at the next level, at the highest level, the FBS level.
What they did in some of their district games against the rush was just absurd. They've held opponents to less than 30 rushing yards 6 times this year. On the flip side, you see Carroll against San Angelo Central in that second-round game ran for 359 yards. So something's got to give on the ground today.
Yeah, it does. We talk about it. We talk about it every week. You got to win the trenches, but you got to be able to establish a run game in any type of game. And Chris, when we talked about this, during the week, we talked about averaging almost 60 yards per game that this defense is giving up on rushing. It's a tall task, but Southlake side, they're no slouch. They have 3 to 4 guys going to play next level. They're playing at a high level. They're a group that's played together, played a lot of football together. And so it's going to be an excellent matchup up front in the trenches.
Well, we will continue on the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show as we count you down to kickoff between Carroll and Denton Geyer. Coming up next, we will hear from Dragons head coach Riley Dodge on the Dragons Sports Network.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy. With delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Welcome back to the Clayton and Clayton Real Estate pregame show as we get set for Carroll and Denton Geyer in the regional final from Crowley ISD Stadium. Chris Blake and Dragons head coach Riley Dodge. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about last week's win over Prosper in Arlington. A 4-hour delay before that game even got started. You guys have a little bit of experience with weather delays this year, but nothing like that. What was it like in the locker room, and what's the process like of kind of letting everybody cool down and ramping back up before that 11 p.m. kickoff?
Yeah, obviously not ideal. You know, it is what it is, but gosh, our kids handle it unbelievably. And like you said, it's not our first rodeo. Going through some adversity with weather. It was the third time this year. Obviously, this is the longest wait we had all year. But just I thought our kids handled it great. They were loose in the locker room. We kind of stayed away from them a little bit. Didn't want to, get too tight because we just didn't know when we were going to go back out. But they were ready to play. And they were getting some cabin fever in the locker room. But I'm so proud of the way they handled the situation.
One of the highlights from that game, Parker Harris, in all phases of the game, led the team in tackles, had 8 carries for 90-plus yards, a couple of rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown. What has his evolution been like to watch as you've started to use him in all 3 phases?
Yeah, I mean, he's just an unbelievable football player. He can wear a lot of different hats in all 3 phases for us. And when you have a kid like that, you've seen us at times use Brock on the defensive side of the ball, especially this time of year. You got to utilize your really good football players. And he's got a background, a quarterback. He's got a background at running back as well. And so, something that we've been working on for a while with him, especially later in the regular season, is, envision us to get to this point that we knew we were going to have some ammo. And gosh, he had an unbelievable night.
On the defensive side, you guys come up with 3 interceptions. Braden Imhoff had only thrown 4 picks all season. You force him into 3. What was the key into getting those interceptions?
Yeah, I thought our defense played unbelievable all night. Obviously, there's going to be some third downs. We definitely want it back, but we got them in a lot of third and longs, and tip the cap to them. They capitalized on some of those, but we had an idea that he was going to give us opportunities, to throw the ball up to us, and we got to go cash in on those opportunities when they present themselves. And our kids did an unbelievable job in that, getting the ball back to the offense. And I think every time we got a turnover, the offense cashed in on those opportunities.
Now, in between the 2 playoff games, you guys had early signing day on Wednesday. Several players signed early to go on to the next level and roll early. How rewarding is that as a head coach and now in your role as an athletic director as well?
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, that's a part of it. It's a part of our job as coaches is, putting our kids in situations where they can, extend their careers. And we had 5 guys sign. On early sign day, we'll have a lot more that sign in the near future to go play college football. But it's an exciting day. You get to watch them as middle schoolers and then now as seniors, and realizing a dream of theirs to continue their education and athletic careers.
Now, this is another year in the regional final for you guys. You guys have reached at least the regional semis every single year you've been the head coach. I know that's not the end goal for this program, but how difficult, how challenging is it to maintain that level of going 4 rounds plus year after year after year?
Yeah, someone told me the other day it's first time in school history. I think this group and this coaching staff over the last 8 years has made history. At the end of the day, as competitors, you want to, get the ultimate prize and be a state champion. But to consistently get to the 4th round of the playoffs in 6A football in state Texas is very, very tough. And but our kids continue to answer the bell we have for years, and we got a special group. And at the end of the day, I told our kids, we had the best scheme in the world, but it doesn't matter. It's about the kids and the players, and they're playing really good football right now.
And this afternoon, you take on a Geyer team that may have the best rush defense in North Texas. They've allowed about 60 rushing yards a game. What makes them so challenging to run against?
It starts with their front 4. Best D-line we've seen thus far this season. They got some dynamic football players on that side of the ball, especially on the D-line. I think they do a heck of a job just getting to the football, and what they do scheme-wise. So Coach Heim, he's a defensive guy and has his guys playing really hard right now. But I think for us, it's going to be about technique and just doing our jobs.
And on the offensive side, Caden Cobb's committed at the next level as a linebacker, but has been playing running back for this Geyer team. What does he do well?
Yeah, he played a lot of defense last year for them at safety, played a little bit of running back, but gosh, he's just a load. He's very direct with the football. His older brother was the same way. We coached against him years ago. They look identical in their styles. But it's just going to take a whole defensive effort, on him and getting hats to the football. And we got to make sure that we don't when we're supposed to sit him down, we got to sit him down. But easier said than done.
That's Dragons head coach Riley Dodge before Carroll takes on Geyer in the regional final coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Christmas is a season of joy as we celebrate that manger in Bethlehem and the dawn of God's redeeming grace. All month long, White's Chapel is filled with opportunities to experience the joy of the season. From our trains, musical programs, and activities of all types, we invite you to come and share in the celebration. Please go to our church website for times and information. Join us as we repeat the sounding joy of Christmas.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% U.S.-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Side gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown, Dragons.
From Crowley ISD Stadium, it's the 6A Division II Region 1 Final as the Carroll Dragons take on the Geyer Wildcats. Hi there, Chris Blake alongside Robert Clayton, our statistician Scott Farrell, and our director Tim Polster this afternoon. It is an overcast, chilly day here in southern Tarrant County. The temperature as we approach kickoff at 54 degrees, but it's been cloudy all day and feels a little bit cooler than that. This is the second year in a row that the Dragons will face the Wildcats in this round. Last year, weather conditions weren't that different, but you added rain to the mix, and it was a wet start to the game. Carroll actually got down 14-0 in that one, Robert, but then the weather came into play, a couple of bad snaps on special teams, and that turned the whole game around for the Dragons.
Yeah, I think when we talk about 3 phases of the game, that is the one specific note of that game that stands out. 3 bad snaps converted over to Dragon points, and really didn't Geyer allow the game to get away from them. The elements played a part in that game. Again, the setting today, very, very similar. Chris thinks it's really cold. It's only 50 degrees. He's actually wearing sleeves, and I told Chris this is where I keep my house at. This is what I live in, and it is a beautiful day for football. We have traffic still lined up, bumper to bumper, trying to get into the stadium. So fans still trying to make their way in.
Yeah, it is. It's an expensive electricity bill you have during the summers, keeping it at 50 degrees. But the Dragons coming out of the locker rooms to our right, that is the south side of the stadium, lining up in the inflatable Dragon helmet. Wildcats coming up as well. And Geyer, Robert, has made a big change in the middle of the playoffs, and that's at quarterback. Zephyr Cry is out. Carter Morgan is in. Morgan just a sophomore. How has that impacted their offense?
Well, I think they needed something to jumpstart that offense and give another dimension to it. You look at Morgan, he's only a sophomore. He's a guy who has one offer out of Houston already as a sophomore quarterback, but he does it more than just his arm strength. He does it with his legs, so he can create plays when they break down. The only thing you look at if you're Denton Geyer, you're in a big game, sophomore quarterback. He probably doesn't have as much arm strength as the starter before. They're going to lean on him in his really playmaking ability, and that's going to be a key for this Dragons defense to slow it down and stop it.
Well, coin toss going on right now at midfield. Coin toss brought to you by the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title. If you need title work, call Julie Walter. The officials this afternoon, the referee is Ryan Vance, the umpire Matt Zaragoza, head linesman Dwayne Barbie, the line judge is Josh Hale, the back judge is Chris Pucci, the side judge Patrick Clayton, and the field judge is Marcus Dawson. Geyer wins the coin toss and defers to the second half, so the Dragons will have the ball first, moving left to right in front of us. That is north to south, as the field is situated here just to the west side of I-35W in South Fort Worth. And Robert, as we approach kickoff, let's get your keys to the game this afternoon.
Well, I think number one, like I mentioned, Chris, is you got to rattle the quarterback Morgan early, the sophomore quarterback. Set the tone from the snap, pound the line, move bodies, and let Geyer feel the Dragon pressure every play. Put the pressure on the sophomore QB. Number two, no big plays, nothing easy. Make them earn every inch. Fly to the ball, swarm in space, and shut down anything deep. One heartbeat, 11 hats, no freebies. And number three, stack drives and finish in the end zone. Step on the gas and don't let up. Long punishing drives, end with 6, keep their offense watching while we keep the scoreboard moving.
Thinking about buying or selling your Southlake home? Meet Robert Clayton and Karen Clayton Young with Clayton & Clayton Real Estate, recognized by both clients and industry professionals as one of the very best in Southlake and DFW. Robert and Karen bring expertise and hometown pride. As Carroll graduates, lifelong Dragons, Dragon parents, and 30-year residents, they are invested in the community and serve through nonprofits and youth sports benefiting Southlake and Carroll ISD. The Clayton team is committed to making your real estate experience seamless from start to finish. Clayton & Clayton Real Estate, where Dragons represent Dragons. Teams have come out onto the field, so we are awaiting the start of the national anthem as we take a look at the starting lineups for the Dragons. Angelo Renda and Davis Penn in the backfield. The receivers will be Brock Boyd, Brody Knowles, Blake Gunter, and Caden Mackey. And up front, from left to right, Luke Wilson, Will Barley, Kerry Clayton, Nathan Damaraki, and Tristan Dare. We'll take a look at the defense for the Dragons after the national anthem. So the national anthem played by the Dragon Marching Band here this afternoon. As we get set to go, let's take a look at this Dragons defense. The defensive line, Zach Hayes and Marcus Browse on the edges, Jake Lucky and Crawford Taylor in the middle. Next up for the Dragons at linebacker, Robbie Ladd and Will Lyons, Taven Coons and Luke Bussman, the starting corners. And the safeties for Carroll, Austin Busman, Parker Harris, and Gavin Strange. William Chen remains out, but the deeper the Dragons go into the playoffs, the better the odds are that he will make a return for Carroll.
Well, he's such a big part of this Carroll defense, Chris, and I tell you what, the defense has stepped up in a lot of different ways to help fill that void. And you're talking about a guy like William Chen, the impact that when he does come back, he'll have on this Dragon defense. So get a W today, and see you next week.
So to kick it away for Denton Geyer, it'll be Andrew Johnson, the junior, back to receive for Carroll. It's Parker Harris and Brock Boyd. We spotlighted Harris before the game. It's just been dynamic in every phase for the Dragons on special teams, on defense, and most recently on offense. So kicking right to left in front of us is Andrew Johnson. This is going to be returnable. Harris fields it at the 10-yard line on the left hash. Getting outside the numbers on the right side is going to be forced out of bounds shy of the 25. And Carroll will start at about the 24-yard line after the 14-yard return.
And Chris, this is the Carroll offense that last week we saw a few new wrinkles in the offense. You know, we probably see a little bit today. They went a little heavy package, bringing in extra offensive linemen from time to time, tried to catch the defense off balance. Now the tricky thing with this Geyer defense is that their run defense is so potent, and they've got guys in the middle there that are going to play big-time football, and it's just a great matchup for this Carroll offensive line.
And Harris will start as the first running back on the field for the Dragons. They motion him out of the backfield to the left side on first down. Heavy side to the left. Boyd motions out to the left, setting up a screen for Harris. Goes down to get the low throw off the turf. They're going to say it was actually incomplete, that it hit the turf, and it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
Well, you're seeing the impact of what Parker Harris can do, you know, coming in the ball again, the first snap of the game, you know, a little low throw by Rinda, want to get that back. But again, Parker Harris starting the game out at running back. He provides that extra dimension to this offense.
Yeah, and this is that Geyer defense that has been so stout against the run. Blake Gunter motions out of the backfield to the left side. Give it to Harris. Big hole up the middle, brought down across the 30-yard line by the senior linebacker, Ryder Garcia. It's a gain of about 9. It'll be 3rd and very short.
A great run inside zone right behind Nathan Dumrocky. Nathan Dumrocky laid a hit on Ryder Garcia, the Air Force commit linebacker. And what a run by Parker Harris. You're seeing the speed and the power. Great job on picking that first down.
So this defense for Geyer up front, the defensive ends, Zane Rowe and Jalen Lawson. Kyron Haywood and Darren Neal are the tackles. Caleb Fowler, Ryder Garcia, the linebackers. Safeties, Owen Whistler, Paxton Williams, and Jalen Sterling. A.J. Moss, Jace Johnson, the cornerbacks. They did end up moving the chains after all, so it's a new set of downs for Carroll at the 34-yard line. Renda looking to throw on first down. Throws it out of the backfield, incomplete. Was looking for Harris, who had slipped out. He lost his footing, and the ball falls incomplete near the Geyer sideline.
Yeah, you can see the respect here in terms of the Geyer's defense in the run game. They're not going out with the Carroll receivers. They're trying to find something there on the edge. A slip by Parker Harris off to the left. Again, you know, trying to catch his footing here. It's the first time we've seen him all year in this backfield to start the game.
This time it's Caden Mackey motioning out of the backfield for the Dragons. Brody Knowles to the right side of the formation. Trips in the slot to the left. Renda runs behind those 3 receivers. Has some blockers out front. Gets across the 40 to the 44 for another first down, brought to you by the Dragon Den.
What a play call by Coach Dodge. They're stacking 6 in the box and bringing a guy. A great design quarterback run off to the left. You know, great pickup by Angelo Rinda, and that's something we've seen so far with his legs in this offense. He can just get the job done. It's someone that this Geyer defense is going to have to account for.
2 rushes of 10 yards for the Dragons so far. 1 for Parker Harris, 1 for Angelo Renda. Brock Boyd motions across left to right. They give it to Davis Penn. Not a lot of running room as they tried to go in between the tackles. Picks up maybe a yard, and going between the tackles, that's where it's going to be difficult against this Geyer defense.
Absolutely. They're so strong up front, you know, really led by Karen Haywood, number 99. But their Ballyhoo defensive lineman is Zane Rowe. He's in a battle right now on the left side with Luke Wilson. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch all day long.
And Rowe was committed to Oklahoma when Carroll saw Geyer last year. He has since decommitted and reopened his recruitment. And Carroll's going to get flagged for a false start here, going up against the junior left tackle Luke Wilson, who is committed also coincidentally to Oklahoma.
Yeah, you're going to see a little bit of those matchup with Zane. He's on lineup on Tristan there, who's committed to Michigan. They're going to flip him, based on the formation and the strength. So matchups all over the field today.
And the Dragons backed up 5 yards to the 40. Renda, design quarterback run, trying to find some room up the middle, is spun down across the original line of scrimmage, past the 45 to the 46.
Terrific job. We're just talking about a counter to the left. Nathan Domraki gets out, gets a big block on Zane Rowe, and Angel Rendes takes it right up Nathan's rear end and gets about 3 or 4 yards.
Third down for the Dragons, and 8 to go. Ball's at their own 46 on the left hash. 2 receivers each side. They motion Gunter across left to right. Play action. Renda looking to throw over the middle. It is incomplete. Was looking for Brody Knowles. Threw into some traffic. Knocked away by Paxton Williams, and it'll be 4th down.
A great play by Paxton Williams in the Geyer secondary. He had all time to throw, and that's a connection they usually make. But great job by Paxton Williams there, the safety for Geyer.
Williams, a junior, 46 tackles, 3 interceptions on the year. Zach Hayes out to punt it away for the Dragons. Back to return is Owen Whistler. He's also one of those starting safeties for Denton Geyer. So Hayes, he gets it blocked. It's blocked by Caleb Fowler, rolling inside the 20, still loose on the ground. And I think Fowler finally winds up on the football inside the Carroll 10-yard line. It's down at the 8, and Geyer will have 1st and goal after the punt block.
We talked about all 3 phases last year. It went into Carroll's turn. This time, right off the bat, Denton Geyer comes in and gives pressure there on the punt block. And this is something that we saw last week as well, punt block. There's something that these teams are seeing on the Dragon special teams that's giving them the ability to get to the punter.
Fowler came from the left edge, went untouched into the backfield, and was able to get to Hayes before he could get rid of the football. So we see for the first time this Geyer offense, it is the sophomore Carter Morgan at quarterback, the senior Caden Cobbs, an Illinois commit, at running back alongside. Cobbs gets it on 1st down, dives forward to the 6. Pickup of a couple of yards on 1st down.
Yeah, you're going to see this. This is probably where the Geyer team is very electric in terms of getting in the red zone. They have a pretty stout run game here with Morgan at the quarterback and Cobbs, the Illinois commit. They're going to get behind that big offensive line and try to lean into the end zone.
This offensive line left to right goes Denzel Devereaux, Juan Castaneda, Adriano Navarez, Cooper Kelly, and Preston Doyle. They'll also use a tight end most of the time. 2 receivers to the left, tight end to the left. Morgan takes the snap, gives to Cobbs again, inside the 5, powering forward into the end zone for the touchdown. Caden Cobbs finds the end zone for the 29th time this season and puts Geyer on top 6-0.
It's just a power play to the left. They're pulling the right guy, Cooper Kelly, up to the front side on the left side, and it's an easy walk-in for the Geyer running back. Great job on just getting the end zone, leading on the big guys up front by Geyer.
All touchdowns this season. Sponsored by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate, as the extra point off the foot of Andrew Johnson is good from CLC, or it's incomplete rather, pushed it to the left. Did Johnson, so it stays a 6-point lead for the Wildcats. With 8:17 to go in the first quarter, it's Geyer 6 and Carroll 0 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
A punt block leads to a very short field for the Wildcats, and Geyer takes a 6-0 lead, with Caden Cobbs picking up the 8 yards necessary to get into the end zone to put Geyer up 6-0 with 8:17 to go in the first quarter of the regional final. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton at Crowley ISD Stadium. As they've got Johnson lining up to kick this one away. It'll be Harris able to field this one again inside the 10-yard line. Getting outside the numbers again, is tripped up as he crossed the 20 after another 14-yard return brought down by Cash Bird, and the Carroll offense will have its second possession of the game.
I think one thing that's standing out right now, just with these two teams on the field, you're seeing Guy right now. You're seeing, we talked about, having 12 to 13 guys and go play at the next level. You're seeing that speed on the field. The gaps are closing a little bit faster. There's a little bit more pressure, and when Guy wants to play and they're on point, they're a very fast, physical team, and we're seeing that right now by this Guyer group.
Kind of the DNA of the head coach, Reed Heim. He's a defensive guy, was their DC for a couple of years before taking over as the head coach. As on first down, Carroll springs it out to Brody Knowles, trying to find some running room, picked up maybe a yard to the 25-yard line. It'll be second down.
I think we're going out to these little pop passes to the right and left. Part of me is saying, hey, get behind this offensive line. Let's force this front of Guyer to try to stop us here right up the middle, stop our inside zone. Let's try to get that run game going if you're this Carroll offense.
Davis Penn in the game at running back, two receivers each side. Penn motions out of the backfield to the left. It's 2nd and 8. Ball at the Carroll 26. Renda looking to throw. Has some time. Is going to take a deep shot down the middle. Looking for Boyd. Has him inside Guyer territory. Brock Boyd is going to go all the way to the end zone. Outrunning the cornerback, Jace Johnson for 6. A 74-yard touchdown reception for Brock Boyd. And just like that, Carroll has tied it at 6.
Absolutely incredible blocking up front. Renda had all day to throw, and when you give Renda time, he's going to pick you apart. He hits Brock Boyd over the middle, and it's all Brock Boyd from there. No one's catching him to the corner of the end zone. Terrific job. What an answer by this Dragon team.
Took all of 2 plays for Carroll to go the 76 yards to the end zone as Gavin Strange comes on for the extra point. It is good. Touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. Extra points by CLC Roofing. With 7:20 to go in the first, it's Carroll 7, Guyer 6 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
Dragons with a very quick response to the Guyer touchdown as Brock Boyd goes 74 yards to the end zone to put the Dragons on top 7-6. Gavin Strange kicking it away for the Dragons. It will land in the end zone for a touchback. And that's where Guyer will start its second possession of the day. The first one began inside the 10-yard line. Caden Cobbs carried it twice, found the end zone after a blocked punt. That put Guyer on the board first, but Carroll answers in a hurry. And now we see Carter Morgan, the sophomore quarterback, with a little more field to work with on his second possession, leading this Guyer offense.
Well, this is where the Dragon defense, they want this Guyer offense to try to work the ball down the field. It's not necessarily their strong suit. They like to keep it on the ground. It's imperative for this Dragon defense to fly and get to the ball.
They motion a receiver across left to right, starting at the 25-yard line. Cobbs gets it, trying to bounce it outside, and is drugged down just past the line of scrimmage by Parker Harris.
And great job. And Will Lyons there as well. You know, you've got to corral the ball carrier in this Geyer offense, and they did an excellent job there on the first possession, only allowing about 2 to 3 yards.
So Harris has already made an impact on all 3 phases of the game, and we're just about 5 minutes in. He's had a couple of kick returns. He's carried the ball out of the backfield, and he's made a tackle on this drive for the Wildcats. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They give it to Cobbs again, trying to find running room. Big hole up the middle across the 40. Dragons chasing him down across midfield, and he's finally brought down as he crosses into Carroll territory by Harris and Taven Coons, but a big gain to the 40-yard line of 33 yards.
Well, and they want to try to get this Carroll defense. They're trying to spread them out, get the guys out of the box. So you're seeing really a 2-by-1 set, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. They're out wide, and they're exposing up that middle for that run, and that's what Geyer wants to do. Get the guys out of the box and make this Dragon defense run to the ball.
There's an injured Wildcat on the field now as the senior right guard, Cooper Kelly, called for training staff, started to walk towards the sideline, but his left arm was clearly in a little bit of pain as he made his way over to the side. So they're tending to him now along that Geyer sideline. And we forgot to mention this to fans earlier during the pregame show, but want to let you know that at halftime, we want to interact with you a little bit. If you have any questions, any comments about the game as you listen, or if you're watching, put them in the chat on the YouTube page at Tradio.
It's all about you halftime. You want to hear from you, the fans. We did that exercise last week. It helped during the delay, and it was a lot of fun. So ask questions. Ask about the Dragon team, Geyer, what's ahead, anything that's on your mind, and we'll put Chris on the spot.
It's a Robert Clayton AMA, Ask Me Anything at halftime. Well, Kelly has made his way off the field. So it's a first down for the Wildcats at the Dragon 40. They motion the tight end, Carson McClinton, left to right. Give it to Morgan keeps it rather. Big hole on the right side. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. The entire Dragon defense bit on the play fake following Cobbs. Morgan goes 40 yards to the end zone, and the Wildcats lead it 12-7. We've got a track meet here in the first quarter.
It's nothing more than a zone read. You know, he pulls it. He saw the defensive end crash down the running back. It gave him the full right side to run, and he went all 40-plus yards to the end zone. But that's what Morgan brings to the table for this Geyer team. He can do it with his legs.
On for the extra point is Andrew Johnson. They're going for the 1 here after he missed the first extra point of the day. He converts this one, and it gives the Wildcats a 13-7 lead with 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Back after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
Dragon fans, the wait is over. The Dragon Den is your one-stop shop for spirit wear, gear, and everything green, black, and white. Show your pride and represent Southlake Carroll everywhere you go. Protect the tradition and shop at the Den. We are open every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and all freshman, JV, and varsity home games. The Dragon Den is the perfect spot to gear up for game day. Go Dragons!
Geyer goes up 13-7 on Carroll with 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton at Crowley ISD Stadium for the regional final at 6A Division II. Parker Harris will return this one again for the Dragons. Gets across the 20-25, hit hard as he crossed the 25-yard line. Big hit by the Wildcats, and there is a Wildcat player slow to get up here after the hit. Now he is up and jogging off the field on his own, and this Dragon offense will get back to work. And Robert, is this a situation where if you're Carroll and Riley Dodge, you might want to hold the ball try to make this possession take a little bit of time?
Well, right now it's looking like a track meet. One can score at will, the other can score at will as well. I think, yes, you want to slow down the game a little bit. But you got to get that run game established. Even though we can score at will and it's great, get that run game established, eat some of this clock off the board.
Davis Penn in the backfield on first down from the Carroll 28. Renda will throw. It's batted at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete.
A good pressure there by Darren Neal, the defensive tackle of Geyer. Got his hands up, got a pass deflection. Lucky that no one had the heads up. Could have been an interception. But again, we're talking about this Geyer defensive line. Very active, very athletic.
Been a lot of offense in this one, to say the least. 99 yards for the Dragons, 83 for the Wildcats through the first 6 minutes of the game. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Renda. Geyer rushes 4. They throw it out to Mackey on the left side. Has Knowles out blocking in front of him. Crosses the 30-yard line and brought down at the 33. It'll be third down and manageable for Carroll coming up.
Getting a little pop pass out to the left, letting Mackey play in space. Picks up about 5 yards, creating a third and manageable for the Dragons.
It is 3rd and 5. They've got to get to their own 38-yard line. 2 receivers each side. Penn in the backfield. One of those receivers to the left is the tight end, John Mark Fraga. Geyer showing pressure here. They motion Fraga back to the line. They only rush 4. Renda has time. Stepping up. Flushed out to the right. Still on the run. Throws on the run. Looking for Boyd along the sideline, and he hauls it in. Brock Boyd along the Carroll sideline. Across the 50 into Geyer territory. Found a little bit of space and got a foot down.
Well, we've seen this before by Renda. Sometimes the play breaks down. He's got to get up in the pocket and try to make a play. It becomes backyard football. He finds Boyd just sitting all alone. And great throw and catch from Renda to Boyd and getting to the sideline. And Boyd took a hit there. And that wasn't an easy catch. He took a shot there at the end on the right.
21 yards for a Dragon Den first down to the Geyer 46. 2 receivers each side, Penn in the backfield. Ball's on the right hash. Boyd motions to the slot right, and flags fly. Geyer is pointing at the Carroll line, and Carroll will get called for a false start, their second one of the day.
A lot of activity by Geyer up front. You saw the safeties rolling down. You saw the covers changing. A little bit of discussion from Angelo from the line. Again, it happens. False starts happen. You got to keep your composure and make something out of this first down and 15 situation.
Crowd starting to really fill in here on both sides as we get midway through the first quarter. A little tight on the roads coming in, so it took a little bit of time for that traffic to unwind. Boyd motioning out of the backfield to the left side. Penn back there with Renda. Renda chased from behind by Rowe, eludes the pressure. Rolling to the right sideline and throws intended for Jacquemart, incomplete, down near the Geyer 30-yard line. But Zane Rowe almost had Angelo Renda in the backfield there. The Carroll quarterback using his speed to get away.
Again, Angelo's just so slippery. He can evade that pressure, and we've seen it time and time again. And he does it again, a little short on the throw. Again, he's doing the best he can. A little bit of pressure from that Geyer defensive line.
So 2nd and 15. All 4 receivers tight to the formation, 2 on each side. Penn to Renda's left. Ball is at the Carroll 49. Renda, design run, hit immediately and brought down at the line of scrimmage. That was Zane Rowe, the junior defensive end, coming up with a stop for no gain.
A huge play by Zane Rowe. You talk about just following the hill line off the left side, and he just stops Angelo Renda right in his tracks. He had an opening. He had a lot of yardage in front of him, but great play by Zane Rowe. Again, this is the all-world defensive lineman from Geyer. He makes plays. You'll see him on offense as well at tight end from time to time.
And before this third down play, it looks like the Dragons will use a timeout. So Riley Dodge spends his first timeout of the half with 4:12 to go in the first quarter. It's Geyer 13 and Carroll 7 in the regional final on the Dragons Sports Network.
Hey, Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful Slim Shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
Big third down play coming up for the Dragons out of this timeout. 3rd and 15 after a false start penalty. Carroll back at its own 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, Boyd to the right. Brooks Biggers motions out of the left backfield to the right side. They motion Boyd across now right to left. Renda, empty backfield, takes the snap. Under pressure, is going to take a deep shot over the middle for Boyd. There's a lot of contact, and no flags fly. Paxton Williams and Brock Boyd collided, and both went spinning to the turf, but no laundry on the field. Carroll will punt it away.
Ryder Garcia, the middle linebacker for guard, came in on the blitz, put some pressure on Renda. Renda threw it up, and I tell you what, there was an awful lot of traffic there, Chris. It looked like, yeah, you could have called pass interference there. Boyd was hit, well before he could even get to the ball. That was a tough down for the Dragons in terms of what could they kind of call, but, they'll get that back.
Hayes is going to run it. It's a fake punt for the Dragons on 4th and 15. He's not going to get there, and Hayes stays down after the play for the Dragons. So Carroll had its first punt blocked, and on the second punt attempt of the day for the Dragons, they go for a fake punt on 4th and 15 and come short, turning it over on downs. It'll be Geyer football after they attend to Zach Hayes.
All we can hope is Zach Hayes is okay. He's such an impactful player for this Dragon team, just not only on special teams, but on defensive end. He is such a power.
He's a Division I punter committed to sign with, should say now, Louisiana Tech after early signing day on Wednesday. He is up and being helped off, putting very little weight on his right leg. So you hope that he can get a little medical attention and make it back onto the field for the Dragons. But in addition to being the punter, of course, one of the starting defensive ends for this defense as well.
It is a correction, Chris. He's actually signed with TCU.
Go Frogs.
Go Frogs.
So here comes this Geyer offense again. 2 backs in the backfield this time with Morgan. They will give it to Cobbs again. Eludes 1 tackle in the backfield. Gets outside across the 50 down the right sideline. Has blocking out there, and he stepped out of bounds about the 36. But
you can tell this Geyer offense is on a mission. They're not doing anything crazy. They're running power football. They're getting, their left guard, Juan Castaneda, out there on the perimeter and blocking. He's leading the way. You're talking about a Geyer offense that, they're not going to throw the ball a whole lot. They're going to keep it on the ground, and they're catching the edges of this Dragon defense so far.
So Cobbs goes for 23 yards on first down. It'll be another set of downs at the 36-yard line for the Wildcats. They have not put the ball in the air yet today. And before this play is run, Geyer was running a lot of new personnel out onto the field, and Reed Heim wants to use a timeout before they snap the football. So we will take the timeout as well. All timeouts brought to you by Carroll ISD Special Olympics. 3:47 to go in the first half. It's Geyer 13, Carroll 7 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
After Geyer uses its first timeout before 1st and 10 play, this Wildcats offense back out onto the field. Tight end Carson McClinton in motion. Morgan will throw for the first time today. Completes it to Corbin Glasgow. Makes a man miss, gets outside the numbers, and is brought down along the Dragons sideline right at the sticks. And they're going to move the change. Glasgow, a senior receiver, their leading receiver in terms of catches this year.
These guys headed to Kansas, and when you go out there and make that perimeter tackle, you got to wrap up and bring them to the ground. They don't throw a lot, so you got to be ready and get them down.
Two backs in the backfield again on first down. Quarterback Morgan keeps it. Not much room up the middle. Maybe half a yard. It'll be second down.
A great job. Just a zone read to the right. Morgan decides to keep it, and Robbie Ladd is there to make a big play. A great job by Robbie Ladd and stepping up and getting minimal gainage for the Geyer offense.
Morgan goes back to the sideline to get this next play. Play clock is down to 17, and he's still on the sideline.
Well, this is where the Dragons, they've got to put them in these third down and tough situations. This is a big second down, and if you can get a little bit, some type of loss, get them behind the chains, force them to try to put it in the air.
So 2nd and 10. They're not going to get this off. They're going to have to use another timeout. Geyer's had to use 2 in the last 2 minutes of game time and has just 1 left for the rest of this half. We will step aside as well. All timeouts brought to you by Dragon Special Olympics. With 2:54 to go in the first, Geyer on top of Carroll 13-7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Second and 10 for Geyer with 2:54 to go in the first quarter. Ball is at the 26-yard line of the Dragons. 3 receivers to the left. 1 running back to Morgan's left, that's Cobbs. Cobbs gets it on second down, keeps the legs churning, moving forward across the 25-yard line. They'll mark him down at about the 22, give him 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6. We'll see whether the Wildcats choose to go to the air here or not.
Again, a little power play to the right. They love pulling their linemen, getting up into gap. You got to play gap integrity. You got to come down and fill the holes. And you have a guy like Cobbs who can keep his feet running. He's going to pick up 3 to 4 yards.
First third down play of the day for the Wildcats. Two receivers go out to the right side. Cobbs, the running back, to the right of Morgan. They motion Alex Warren across left to right. Morgan gets the snap. Fakes it to Cobbs. Keeps the football rolling out to his right. A flag in the backfield. Morgan across the 20. Inside the 15 is going to get into the end zone. They're actually going to say no. He stepped out of bounds at the 11-yard line, but there is a flag in the backfield. So we will await the call.
Holding offense number 64.
The center, Adriano Navarez, called for holding. That'll negate the first down run by Carter Morgan and put Geyer in 3rd and even longer.
Well, this is where they want him. They want him behind the chains. They want to force Morgan to get back in the pocket and try to make a throw. And if you're the Dragons defense, you've got to have a green light, try to get to the quarterback, be aware of the perimeter, but get to the quarterback, force a tough throw, watch the scramble. That's a lot of stuff, Chris.
It's a lot of stuff, but Geyer has not had a ton of success passing this season. Morgan completed 58 of his passes this year. Zephyr Cry, who started for the majority of the season, completed just 51% of his. One receiver each side. One comes in motion from right to left. Cobb's in the backfield with Morgan. He takes the snap, has time, looking to throw, has all day, rolling out to his right across the numbers, and will just loft it down the sideline, out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, it's a perfect job by the Dragon defense. That's what you had to do. He can't read the field that well from time to time on film. You put him in those long situations, it's tough for those receivers to get open. It make him forced to get out of the pocket, throw on the run. He had to throw on the run, and he decided to throw it out of bounds.
Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and long. You're maybe just out of field goal range. From here, it would be about a 49-yard field goal. So they're going to go for it on 4th down. Trips to the right. Cobbs to Morgan's right. Morgan takes the snap, looking to throw. Still has time. Now under pressure, throws over the middle, and it's dropped. Had a man open. It was Corbin Glasgow at the line to gain for the first down, and he just could not bring it in.
That's tough. A little slant route down the middle, right at the first down marker, and Glasgow just drops. We're talking about their Kansas commit, and he has some green in front of him. That's a tough play. Great job by Morgan just hanging in the pocket. But great possession by the Dragons. Force them on 4th down, get him off the field, get this Dragon offense back on the field, get some points on the board.
Statistician Scott Farrell pointing out that could Glasgow possibly have been dealing with a little bit of sun coming down to the west over there in the direction that he was looking. Never know. This field is situated north to south. I-35 is maybe half a mile in front of us. As Carroll retakes the field on offense, 2 receivers each side. On 1st down, Davis Penn, big running room up the middle, near midfield. The seas parted for Davis Penn. He goes up to the Dragon 48-yard line.
Terrific job by the Dragon offensive line. Talking about the pure inside zone play. Kerry Clayton, Nathan Domrocki, like Chris said, part of the seas, gashed this guy, our defensive line. Huge run by Davis Penn.
So for Penn, a 17-yard gain on the play. Dragon Den 1st down to the Carroll 48. 2 receivers on each side with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Renda will throw on 1st down. Under pressure, finds Boyd wide open on the right sideline, and Brock pushed out of bounds by Jace Johnson for another Dragon Den 1st down.
Terrific vision by Andrew Renda. He gets out of the pocket just a little bit, escapes, finds Brock Boyd in between coverages. Brock Boyd does an extra job sitting down, making the catch, getting upfield. That's backyard football at his best.
21 yards for Boyd on the reception, who's already got 3 big catches today for the Dragons. 1st and 10 from the 31. 3 receivers right. Little reverse play, flea flicker, Renda looking to throw, has Jacquemart inside the 5, he hauls it into the end zone for the touchdown. It went to Biggers, to Boyd, to Renda, who found Jacquemart for the touchdown from 31 yards. We're tied at 13.
What a throw by Angelo Renda. A little trickery by the Dragon offense. And what a play by Luke Jacquemart, getting on the ball, not stopping, going stride to stride when the ball's in the air, getting in the end zone. Find a way to get in the end zone. This is what this Dragon offense does.
All touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate as Gavin Strange comes on for the CLC Roofing point after try out of the hold of Jacquemart and the snap of Cody Williford. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it's good with 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. It is Carroll 14 and Geyer 13 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
This time of year, we're all looking for something, but what we really need won't be found under any tree, and it can't be bought for any price. What we're looking for is love, and hope and peace and joy. What we're looking for is a place to belong in and a place to believe, a place where miracles still happen. This Christmas, we invite you to find your home at White's Chapel during one of our 7 candlelight Christmas Eve services. Join us as we celebrate the birth of our Savior and the hope of the world.
Gavin Strange kicks it away for the Dragons and into the end zone for a touchback after a Luke Jacquemart touchdown reception from Angelo Renda on a reverse flea flicker for the Dragons. Carroll coaches Robert have shown early on here the fake punt try, the reverse flea flicker, that not afraid to get into their bag of tricks a little bit early.
Well, they're opening up the offense. They know how disciplined this Geyer defense can be at times, and they're trying to create some space, just trying to create some confusion for the defense, and it's worked so far on offense.
Geyer offense back out onto the field. It's had a great day so far rushing the ball. Bobbled snap, Morgan trying to fall on it, and I think he got on top of it. Browse was right there with him. It didn't look like a bad snap necessarily. Morgan may have just taken his eyes off it.
Deja vu was almost coming back. You're talking about Geyer, almost 14 points on the board, comes back with the fumble, almost a great opportunity for the Dragon defense. But I'll tell you what is great for this Dragon defense. Number 8, Zach Hayes, is back out in the field.
It's great to see as he was banged up a little bit after that fake punt try. Lined up out there as the right defensive end for Carroll. 2 receivers on each side after a loss on first down. They motion the tight end back to the left side of the set. Handoff, or fake handoff to the running back Cobbs. Morgan is going to be drilled in the backfield by the Dragons. Coming up from that corner, or from that safety position for Carroll, is Parker Harris.
What a hit by Parker Harris. He plays off the block from the wide receiver on the right side of the line, and I tell you what, he doesn't allow Morgan to get off on the right side, delivers a huge hit for this Dragon defense.
So 2 positive plays for this Dragon defense to close out the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and 17 for Geyer when the second quarter begins. Riley Dodge pumping up the Dragon side on the home side of this stadium in Crowley. 14-13 Carroll after 1 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Steven Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving in Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Start of the second quarter at Crowley ISD Stadium. The 6A Division II Region 1 final between Carroll and Geyer. It is 3rd and 17 for the Wildcats at their own 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left side. Carter Morgan dropping back to throw. Has some time. Going to take a deep shot down the middle of the field into double coverage, and it is hauled in. Tristan Shelton, the sophomore receiver, between 2 green jerseys, able to secure the catch, and it is a huge gain for a first down.
What a throw by Carter Morgan. And I tell you what, Tristan Shelton on double coverage comes away with the ball. That's not easy, and what a strike and composure by Morgan, staying in the pocket and delivering the ball.
46 yards on the reception for Shelton. He led him in receiving yards this season with 606. 2 receivers to the right, 2 running backs in the backfield. Cobb is going to be hit in the backfield. Morgan actually never let go of the football, and Browse comes up with the stop. Marcus Browse with a 5-yard loss on the hit as he got to the mesh point and disrupted it before they could make the handoff.
Marcus Browse, he's all over the ball. See ball, hit ball, get ball, whatever you want to do. Marcus Browse found it. He sniffed it out and made a huge play in the backfield, something that we've seen from Browse all year long.
A 5-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 15. 2 receivers left. That's Warren and Shelton. And Glasgow all alone on the right side. Warren motions across left to right. Play fake to Cobbs. Pressure again. Morgan hit and dropped. This time it's Crawford Taylor getting there for the Dragons. Back-to-back sacks for this Carroll defensive line, and it's another 3rd and forever coming up for Geyer.
What an incredible job by Crawford Taylor. You talk about the first step, one of the quickest first steps here in DFW. He can get in the backfield fast, and he found it, delivered a shot. Big loss for Geyer. Again, putting this Geyer team in these long 3rd down situations is not their forte. They're going to put it up in the air and hope something catches it.
All quarterback sacks brought to you by Life's Medicine. Start your ultimate recovery with Life's Medicine, located on Southlake Boulevard. Their last 3rd and long, Morgan found Tristan Shelton down the middle of the field, and flags fly here before the ball is snapped. Play clock ran out on the Wildcats. This will back them up 5 more.
Chris, you can start to feel the momentum shifting just a little bit here. It's been kind of back and forth. Geyer had it. Now you're kind of feeling it swaying to the Dragons. We're staring down a 3rd and 26 for this Geyer team.
Ball is now back across the 50-yard line. They're at their own 47. Trips left. Morgan looking to throw. Under pressure again. Steps up in the pocket. Throws across his body and incomplete. Was looking for Alex Warren. It fell to the turf in a sea of green jerseys in that Dragon secondary, and now Geyer will send on the punt team.
It was a great job by the Dragon defensive line creating the pressure. Didn't bring a lot. It basically with their front 4 did a great job on getting Morgan out of the pocket, trying to throw on the run. Again, not his forte, delivers a bad pass.
Brock Boyd back to receive this for the Dragons. Andrew Johnson, both the kicker and the punter for the Wildcats. And it's going to be a false start on Geyer on this punt.
False start. Offense, number 44.
One of the Wildcats, Balin Middleton, just took off, attempting to block a Carroll player who hadn't yet moved. So now it's
incredible.
4th and 31.
Incredible.
Boyd standing back at about the Carroll 15-yard line to receive this kick from Johnson. Wide splits for Geyer on this punt attempt. Johnson gets it away. Boyd is going to call for the fair catch and make it at the 26. And little pushing and shoving on the back end of the play. No flags are thrown, and Carroll's offense will take over at the 26-yard line after a 31-yard punt by Andrew Johnson.
It's been a physical game so far, Chris. You know, both these teams, you know, they know what's at stake. They've been there against each other quite a few times, and this Geyer team, majority of the team's back from that last year's team that lost to Southlake. And I tell you what, you know, there's some bad blood between these 2 clubs, and you're seeing them get after it today.
Talked about in our pregame show just the familiarity and the little extra juice that it adds to these matchups. This is the 3rd time in 4 years these 2 teams have met in the regional final. They were in the same district for a couple of years back in 18 and 19, so before these players, but not all that long ago in the grand scheme of things. 2 receivers each side for the Dragons on first down from the 26. Jacquemart in motion. They flip it to him, trying to bounce it outside to the right. Gets outside the numbers and is brought down there near the Geyer sideline after a gain of 7 or 8.
Just a toss out there to the right to Jacquemart. Great job on the perimeter of the right on Davis Payne getting out and blocking. He pancaked A.J. Moss, number 12, the corner for Geyer, really springing Jacquemart there. Great job getting the hat on the hat and making a block.
Tackle made by Owen Whistler. And it'll be 2nd and 3 for Carroll. Ball's on the right hash at the 33-yard line. 2 receivers each side. Davis Penn in the backfield. Boyd motions inside. Renda, play fake to Penn. Now going to try to tuck it and run himself. A flag in the backfield. Angelo crosses the boundary along the Dragons sideline at the 39. We wait for the penalty call from our referee, Ryan Vance.
Holding, offense number 74, 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Luke Wilson, the left tackle, called for holding. It'll back Carroll up.
I don't believe it, Chris.
2nd and 13. Offensive linemen don't hold.
No, Dragon offensive linemen don't hold.
I just thought you were going to say, as a blanket statement, offensive linemen don't hold.
They never hold, Chris. Come on.
Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right. On 2nd and 13, Blake Gunter in the backfield. He gets the handoff, bounces outside to the 30, and falls forward to the 32-yard line. So it'll be back to 3rd and manageable after about an 8-yard gain by Blake Gunter.
Great burst by Blake Gunter, just the inside zone in between Tristan Dare and Nathan Dombrocki. He finds the hole, it opens, and he accelerates. A great job on creating the 3rd and manageable for this Dragon offense.
It'll be Gunter in the backfield again for Carroll here on 3rd down. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right-hand side. That's Brock Boyd. 4 down linemen, just the 1 linebacker as the play clock goes down to 4. They motion Gunter out to the right. Renda empty backfield, looking to throw. Pumps once, looking to step up in the pocket, trying to bounce it out to the right side. Now finds Knowles all alone, caught at the 35-yard line. Brody Knowles brought down across the 25 by A.J. Moss. A huge reception for Brody Knowles and a Dragon Den first down.
But Chris, there's absolutely nothing you can do when you let Angelo Renda loose. He can either run it, but he's always looking downfield for the Dragon receivers. And great job on finding Brody Knowles wide open and hitting, and great catch by Knowles, getting the Dragons first down.
44 yards on the reception for Brody Knowles. First down at the Geyer 24. Trips right. Renda hands off to Penn. Makes 1 defender miss, pulls the pile forward across the 20-yard line. What a jump cut by Davis Penn. Had Ryder Garcia fly right by him, picks up 5.
Incredible job by Davis Penn. Inside zone to the right, hits a jump cut to the left, gets up behind Luke Wilson, and gets into about 5 yards. Again, creating these down and distances that are very manageable for this Dragon offense.
The junior Brooks Biggers now into the game at running back. 3 receivers right, Knowles to the left. On 2nd and 5. Under 7 to go in the second quarter. Renda hands to Biggers. Big hole up the middle. He's going to go into the end zone. Nobody touched him on the way to the house. 19 yards for Brooks Biggers. And Carroll extends the lead to 20-13.
What a play. It's just a simple draw play right up the middle. Kerry Clayton goes off on the middle linebacker, and Ryder Garcia couldn't go anywhere. Great block by Kerry Clayton, springing the touchdown. Great job by Brooks Biggers on finding Pater.
So Carroll now the chance to go up 8 after, remember, Geyer missed that first extra point. Something to keep in mind as we progress in this one. Strange on for the point after try. And Jacquemart has the hold down. Kick is up and through. Touchdowns this afternoon brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. Extra points and field goals by CLC Roofing. With 6:48 to go in the second quarter, it's Carroll 21 and Geyer 13 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Dragons on top of Geyer 21-13. Gavin Strange sends the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback after a 5-play, 74-yard drive for the Dragons that took 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Carroll called for an offside penalty on the kickoff, so that'll add 5 to the starting field position for the Wildcats. Brooks Biggers scoring the touchdown for Carroll, his first touchdown since the first round of the playoffs against Crowley. Didn't have a carry at all last week against Prosper, so a great example of being ready when you're called upon, as Biggers had a great burst into the end zone. First down for the Wildcats at the 30-yard line. Morgan takes the snap, was going to keep it himself, gets outside and is tripped up out there by Parker Harris and Taven Coons at the 34.
They're loving the outside. They do a little power toss, and they're pulling out Juan Castaneda, the left guard, trying to get out on the power toss to the left, and they're having success. But you can see the burst of Morgan that he provides. Just bursting out there for a 5-yard gain. Almost, it could have been more than that, but great tackle-saving job by Parker Harris.
Harris really has come on defensively for the Dragons over the last couple of weeks. He's been a great safety for him all year, but he's been leading the team in tackles, or up there the last couple of weeks here in the playoffs. As Cobbs gets it, and who else but Parker Harris in there to stuff him after a short gain across the 35-yard line. He picks up 4.
Again, it's run left, run right. It's nothing different. Again, a power toss to the left. They're trying to hit between that pulling guard and the left tackle, and Parker Harris comes up with a giant hit, stopping a first down play.
So third down and a long 2. Wildcats 1 for 3 on third down so far. 3 receivers to the right. They bring the tight end McClinton back across right to left. Morgan going to keep it, and he is laid out in the backfield by Harris again. A loss of 5 on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
This is Harris's world. We're just playing in it, Chris. You're talking about he stayed home. He didn't get faked and delivered a shot on Morgan. Harris is playing out of his mind on defense tonight. What a terrific series for number 6.
He had all 3 tackles on 3 plays for the Wildcats as they come on to kick it away here. Boyd back to receive. Johnson to punt it away. Carroll almost gets to this one. It's a great punt over the head of Boyd. Is going to land at the 12-yard line and take a Dragon bounce a couple of yards back upfield. But a booming kick off the foot of Andrew Johnson of 57 yards to flip the field.
If you're the Dragon offense, this is a statement drive. And if you're Geyer, you got to be careful. You can't get in a track meet with the Carroll Dragons. But for the Dragons, take the time off the clock, get it into the end zone, make a statement in this drive. We're on this Geyer defense.
So Carroll has scored on its last couple of possessions. Touchdowns for Biggers and Jacquemart the last 2 times Carroll has had the football. And start now at their own 12-yard line. Penn in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the other side. They motion Gunter across, left to right. Penn gets the handoff, big hole up the middle, makes one safety miss, gets outside the numbers, and is going to be forced out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Big gain on first down for Davis Penn for a Dragon Den first down.
We talked about how this defensive line has just been unpenetratable all year long. This Dragon offensive line is getting after it. They're getting hat on a hat, creating the holes, sustaining the blocks, Give him the freedom from Davis Penn to get on the inside zone. Again, they're going right up the gut. Terrific job by Davis Penn.
They mark him at the 46. Gain of 34 yards. As Boyd motions out of the slot, out wide to the right side. Now they bring Mackey across left to right. Brody Knowles all alone on the left side of the formation. They throw it into the flat for Caden Mackey. He's flipped over at the 50-yard line. Short gain on the play into Geyer territory at the 49, a 5-yard pickup.
Again, a pop pass to the right. You get the receivers out there out in front and blocking, get into Caden Mackey. Again, this is really extension of the run game that the Dragon offense does. It really, what I would say, is just a run play to the right.
Clock ticking down, just over 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carroll trying to extend this lead before halftime. Wildcats do get the ball first in the third. 3 receivers to the left, ball on the right hash. Renda will hand to Penn, running right side. He's going to be dragged down, pulling a defender with him up to the 46-yard line, picked up 3 yards. As Davis Penn pulled a lineman with him for a couple of steps.
We got the beefy package coming in now. We have C.J. Johnson coming in. You're going to tackle over by Tristan Dare on the same side of Luke Wilson, and then Parker Harris is now in the game.
Carroll's 2 of 4 on third down today. Here they face a 3rd and 2 at the Geyer 46. Knowles motions across right to left. Play clock at 4. They give it to Harris, running right. He's going to be hit from behind, but had enough forward momentum to carry himself across the line to gain. They'll bring him down at the 42-yard line. So Harris picks up 4 yards and moves the sticks for a Dragon Den first down.
Again, it's just Parker Harris's world. We're living in it. He can do it on all sides. But I love what Riley Dodge there. You overloaded to the left side, got the defense to get over there. They crash down. You hit it to the right side of the line with Parker Harris on the edge. He picks up 4 yards, first down Dragons.
With the ball at the 42-yard line on the right hash, 2 receivers to each side. Biggers in the game on Renda's right. They motion Brooks out of the backfield to the left-hand side. Renda looking to throw. Is going to take a shot over the middle. Gunter makes the catch. Tripped up at the 20-yard line. Falls forward inside the 20. Another first down for Carroll, brought to you by the Dragon Den. This one for 24 yards.
Renda had all day to throw. Once again, terrific job of the offensive line. But I tell you what, you're seeing Blake Gunter right down the middle. It's not an easy catch, but great throw by Renda.
Trips left, 1 to the right. Fake it to Biggers. Renda, hole up the middle. Bounces it outside, inside the 10. Another first down, this time to the 7.
Well, Carroll says, Denton Geyer, I can see your power game. I'm going to raise you a counter play. I'm going to pull Will Barley out in the end, create a crease for Angelo Renda on the right. Big pickup by the Dragons.
First and goal from the 7. Renda hands to Biggers. Inside the 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. 2 straight touchdowns on consecutive drives for Brooks Biggers. And Carroll leads it 27-13.
Brooks Biggers did it behind center last drive. He does it between Nathan Domrocky and Tristan Dare this time. Relatively untouched to the end zone on the right side. Great job. 2 touchdowns for Biggers on 2 consecutive series.
The Dragons offense starting to look like it's finding its rhythm here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Gavin Strange on for the extra point try. And he splits the uprights. Touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. Extra points by CLC Roofing. We're at the 2-minute timeout in the first half. It's Carroll 28, Geyer 13 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
A penalty on Denton Geyer during that extra point try has moved the ball up to the Wildcats' 45-yard line for this kickoff by Gavin Strange. After a 7-play, 88-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 43 seconds and ended with Brooks Bigger's second touchdown of the day. Carroll on top, 28-13, 2 minutes to go in the first half. Strange boots one into the right corner, fielded at the 9-yard line, and the Dragons cover it in a hurry, stop the returner before he could reach the 15-yard line, and Geyer will be backed up after the short return by Owen Whistler.
Yeah, I think we've seen so far the Carroll defense has kind of settled down in place on this Geyer run game, and a lot of it too has been Geyer kind of shooting themselves in the foot, getting behind the chains, but this Dragon defense is setting the edge. They're able to corral the quarterback Morgan, and they're doing an excellent job on those read options and read zones.
Well, they've got 85 yards to go in 1 minute and 54 seconds. Morgan looking to throw. Under pressure, throwing out to his right, fires along the Dragon sideline, incomplete. Was looking for Glasgow over there. It'll be second down.
And I think if you're Coach Heem here for Geyer, you got to be very careful on leaving too much time on the clock, and if you flip the ball over to Southlake again and then getting possibly another score on the board before halftime, because they can score at will. You got to be very careful with this. If I was them, bleed this clock out and take it to the half.
On second down, Morgan looking to throw. Has time this time, throws over the middle, and it may have hit the turf. They're going to rule it a catch. It was Tristan Shelton coming to the turf, making a sliding grab at the 37-yard line, a 23-yard pickup, and they're going to say it's complete. Moving quickly, another first down. Morgan will throw, looking left, flushed out to the right. Under pressure, has to get rid of it, and will throw it out of bounds along this Dragon sideline. And there is a Carroll player down after the play. Zach Hayes down again for the Dragons here. Maybe re-aggravating the injury he sustained during that fake punt. Meanwhile, Riley Dodge is not pleased with a couple of the officials, maybe related to that completion call on the prior play. So Robert, I'm not sure that ball didn't hit the turf.
I think that's what Riley's arguing is he saw it hit the turf. The backline judge who's supposed to make the call didn't make the call, and I think he's arguing probably because the ref that did make the call is out of position to make it. That makes sense.
Yeah, the receiver was in between the ball and that official.
Right.
Hayes is up on his feet, being helped off again, walking gingerly towards the sideline. As Geyer coming up has a 2nd and 10 play after the incomplete pass. So if you're Reed Heim with what you've got, one timeout, minute 22 to go, a little bit of an inconsistent passing game. The strength has been on the ground. What are you looking to do over these next couple of plays?
I mean, if I'm him, I'm running the clock out and get into halftime. You get the ball at half, be smart with it. What I worry about is putting Morgan in the position where he's under duress. He makes an errant throw. He forced an interception. You flip the ball back to Southlake. That's a tough position. For me, take the safe route.
See what they decide to do here. 2 receivers to the right. Ball at the 38-yard line of the Wildcats. 1 receiver left, Cobbs and Morgan in the backfield. For Carroll, Jackson Oakley has come in at the defensive line. They moved Crawford Taylor outside, and Oakley playing inside now with Hayes off the field. Carroll rushes 4. Morgan looking to throw, has a little bit of time in the pocket, throws across the 50-yard line. This is complete for another first down to Tristan Shelton.
A good play by Tristan Shelton. Very soft coverage here on the far left. He knows it. He pushes the corner deep and then comes back on a comeback route, sits down the route, picks up the first down.
13-yard gain on the play. On first down again, Morgan is going to take a shot down the left sideline, and this is going to fall incomplete. Was again looking for Shelton. Running step for step with him was Taven Coons. Will be second down. That does stop the clock.
Yeah, you got the Dragons again. It said soft coverage. Coons is playing about 10 yards off, and they're seeing that, and they want to get Tristan Shelton involved in the offense and try to hit a deep ball or get something underneath. They're targeting that left side right now.
Geyer trying to double up here, trying to get points before the half, and they also get the ball first when we return for the start of the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the Carroll 49. 2 receivers right. Morgan will get it to Cobbs out of the backfield. Lots of running room across the 40, and he will step out of bounds along the Dragons sideline. Forced out there by Luke Busman and Gavin Strange. He's out at the 36.
Yeah, it's a quick check down by Morgan there to Cobbs. Not spending too much time on forces up and down the field. Dragons mix up their coverage that play. Great job getting the ball to Cobbs.
A ball in the right hash at the 36-yard line. Trips left, tight end to the right. They run it up the middle for Cobbs. Nothing there. The Dragon defensive line stuffs him as Jake Lucky was in the mix to stop him for no gain.
Big Jake Lucky. He just eats up those interior gaps. A terrific player. Had a game of his life last week. Great job on making that stop.
The play clock sitting at 0. I don't think they reset it. And now they throw a flag for a false start. A lot of confusion going on down there on the field before that snap. Because there was not 40 seconds between snaps for sure. The half would be over.
False start against Denton Geyer. Not all 11 players are set prior to snap. Denton Geyer is elected to take their 3rd and final timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff.
Probably not how Heim wanted to use his 3rd timeout. Remember, they used 2 early in the first quarter just to get different play calls in. So now they don't have another one to use. So they take this final one with 33 seconds to go. Let's stay here as they take this last one with 33 seconds to go in the half. And want to remind you, if you are listening, joining us this afternoon, if you're watching on YouTube, you can submit some questions in the comment section that Robert will answer. Anything you want to know as we move through halftime here today.
I'm ready, Chris.
He's got his laptop open. He's ready to research anything he doesn't know the answer to off the top of his head.
If I don't know the answer, I'm chat GPTing it, and I'll get the best answer there for you.
So coming up here for Denton Geyer, 2nd and 15 from the Carroll 42. Had to use their final timeout after a false start. 3 receivers left. Tight end to the right with Cobbs and Morgan in the backfield. Just 3 down linemen for Carroll here with 3 safeties deep over the top. Morgan looking to throw. Has a little bit of time. Steps up, throws over the middle. It's caught. Big stick by Harris, but it's going to be enough for the first down to Alex Warren. Makes a big catch over the middle at the 19-yard line. Geyer moving quickly. Jake Lucky's helmet came off, so Carroll's got to run a new player out onto the field. 24 seconds left in the half. 3 receivers left. Another first down, and Morgan will clock it with 23 to go. Now Jake Lucky will run back onto the field. Be 2nd and 10 for Geyer. 23 seconds to go. Down 28-13 in the second quarter. Three receivers left. Cobbs with Morgan in the backfield. Carroll rushes 4. Morgan under pressure. He's hit and sacked. Marcus Browse gets there, and that'll probably do it for this Geyer scoring attempt. They're rushing back to the line to try to spike this one and get a field goal attempt off potentially. Morgan spikes it, but Marcus Browse with a massive play on 2nd down.
He comes over in the line with a swim move. No one can even come close to touching Marcus Browse. And I'll tell you what, Superman has arrived today. Great job by Marcus Browse. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments.
Quarterback sack brought to you by Life's Medicine. Start your ultimate recovery with Life's Medicine, located on Southlake Boulevard. And Riley Dodge will use a timeout before this field goal attempt by Andrew Johnson. Ball is at about the 30-yard line, so a 47-yard attempt coming for the Geyer kicker. Johnson's long this year is 48. It's 13 of 19 on field goal attempts. This will be his first attempt of the day. Dragons up 2 touchdowns, 28-13. Remember, they missed an extra point in that first quarter. And in a game against Carroll that looks like it's going to be a high-scoring affair, every point is consequential. They figure at some point if they get back into the end zone, they're going to go for 2. As Johnson makes his way back out onto the field to try this field goal attempt. The tee is at the 36. So 46-yard attempt for him here. Snap is down, and it's a fake. It's run out of the backfield by the holder, trying to stay in bounds long enough to pick up a first. It's going to be close, but I think the Dragons stopped him short on what will be the final play of the second quarter. Looked like he was forced out of bounds at the 10 or 11-yard line, had to get to the 9, and either way, the clock was reaching triple zeros.
You talk about the 2 timeouts taken early in the half, and it comes down to the wire, which this might be a factor in the outcome of this game. You know, coaching-wise, you got to know that. You got to do better than that if you're Coach Heim in the first half of burning 2 early timeouts.
Well, that does bring us to the break here at Crowley ISD Stadium. The score at the half in the 6A Division II Region 1 final is Carroll 28 and Geyer 13. We could take a timeout, come back with a Feed Store Barbecue halftime show after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% US-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Welcome into the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show from Crowley ISD Stadium. Carroll on top of Denton Guyer 28-13 in the regional final, 6A Division II, meeting in this round for the 3rd time in 4 years. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton. And the Dragons, Robert, already with more than 140 rushing yards against this Guyer defense that has only allowed an average of about 60 rushing yards per game this season.
Yeah, they've done it with a multiple of backs, too. You're talking, if it's Luke Jackmar on the backfield, if it's Caden Mackey taking a pop pass, if it's Rindell on his legs, or it is Biggers, getting the inside zone, Davis, Penn, Parker Harris, you name it. It is by company. It's a true team effort on this Dragon offense.
Want to remind you that during halftime this afternoon, if you want to ask us any questions, drop them in the chat on YouTube. If you're listening elsewhere, you can find that chat on the Tradio YouTube page. That's spelled TR, the number 3, DIO. Robert will answer everything you want to know about football, what the season's best holiday gifts are, all those things. Robert, our first question is, Robert, who do you think will win?
I'm gonna put it out there in the universe, but I think I'm gonna say the Dragons. I think you're starting to see this Dragon team steamroll here late in the first half, and I think the way they view it is, they got a lucky block punt, you got some points on the board, but really haven't done much since they've got 1 touchdown on the board, and I think you look at this Dragon offense, when they start clicking and the multiple formations and things that they can do, it is a lot for any defense to try to handle. That last possession for Guyer was so critical in the first half that those timeouts came to play, and it didn't really work out for them. I know they want to take that back. They needed some type of points on the board.
We got another question coming in. Robert, what was your favorite Dragon game of the season?
Oh my gosh.
So like trying to pick your favorite kid? They're all your favorite?
Oh, they're all my favorite. But I will tell you, last weekend was pretty cool. That was something I've never been a part of in terms of that big of a delay and that big of a game. I can tell you just as a fan first that there were a lot of nerves going on all week for that game, and then getting it delayed by 4 to 5 hours, kind of put those nerves off, and you're just ready to play the game. And it was really cool to see the Dragons go out and put a statement on that game. And it's a fun experience. You get to be in Choctaw. It's a neat game. It was up in the suite where we broadcast from, which I enjoyed quite a bit. So I'd probably say last week's game was pretty awesome.
Apologies for missing it. I guess I can't make that one my pick for my favorite game of the year.
You weren't here, Chris.
I was listening to you and Will. I missed some of the pregame, but I listened to the game itself. I'll say Midland and San Angelo because I got to spend great quality time in the car with you and Tim, both on the way to Midland, and then
well, Chris, we had a suite in Midland. We lived it up pretty good.
The 4 a.m. wake up call to drive home was not my favorite.
And if you're out there listening, it was hilarious.
Hilarious is not the word that I would use.
I had a 4 a.m. wake up call. I'm a early riser, and we got Chris out of his room, and we're driving back. When within probably 20 minutes of that drive, we hit a thunderstorm and a rainstorm that I was scared out of my mind, and we had to pull over on the access road for a good 45 minutes. So it was just funny. It was another story to this season. But yeah,
well, it was a little slow going on the way home because of the rain in the dark. Well, we are going to continue here on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. A couple other questions and comments that we see. We will talk about them as we move through. But we'll take a break, come back in about 4 or 5 minutes. Score at the half is Carroll 28, Guyer 13 in the 6A Division II Region 1 final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Christmas is a season of joy as we celebrate that manger in Bethlehem and the dawn of God's redeeming grace. All month long, White's Chapel is filled with opportunities to experience the joy of the season. From our trains, musical programs, and activities of all types, we invite you to come and share in the celebration. Please go to our church website for times and information. Join us as we repeat the sounding joy of Christmas.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store Barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Dragon fans, the wait is over. The Dragon Den is your one-stop shop for spirit wear, gear, and everything green, black, and white. Show your pride and represent Southlake Carroll everywhere you go. Protect the tradition and shop at the Den. We are open every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and all freshman, JV, and varsity home games. The Dragon Den is the perfect spot to gear up for game day. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Hey, Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful slim shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving in Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Crowley ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
We continue on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show from Crowley ISD Stadium. Carroll leading Denton Geyer 28-13. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton with you from Crowley. And want to remind you not to miss out on the opportunity to be a part of Texas football history. Mark your calendars for the UIL State Football Championships, December 17th through 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where the best teams from 6-man to 6A leave it all on the field in the hopes of being named champion. For the latest updates and ticket information, head over to uiltexas.org/football. That's uiltexas.org/football. So we told you to keep the questions and comments coming. So we are going to dive back into the comments on the YouTube page. Again, if you would like to join the conversation, the YouTube channel is Tradio, TR3DIO, to leave some comments or questions. And Robert, most important question, best question of the day comes from your sister. Are we getting Jack in the Box or Whataburger after the game?
Oh gosh, that is a difficult question, but
I have my answer.
I'm going. Well, I got to go Jack in the Box tacos. A little no lettuce, Chris. It depends on how many you want to get, honestly. So that's my pick of choice. What's yours, Chris?
I lean Whataburger over Jack in the Box more times than not. Whataburger. Sometimes you might be waiting just a little bit longer, but
there's always a line for Whataburger.
But a solid option. Craig says more of a comment, but as a Buckeyes fan, can't wait to see Brock Boyd wearing the scarlet and gray. Boyd was one of the 5 Dragons who signed early on Wednesday. Great, will be exciting to watch him play at the next level, and what an opportunity to go play for a program that is in the conversation for a national title just about every year.
Yeah, it's special. It's special for, Brock and he just wants to go compete. And I know that's a great destination on where he can just compete. He's such a competitor. But also, congrats to all the guys that signed early. It is I was able to be at the signing, and you talk about just effort. It brings me back to my day when I signed. It was just in a little office of Coach Rapp and Bob Bloodbetter back in the day, and it was my parents, my coach, and that was it. And now it's just such a cool, atmosphere where you get to decorate tables, you get to come around and just celebrate, all the hard work, and it's incredible, and you talk about, those days. We maybe had 1 or 2 guys go play at the next level. Now you're looking at a Carroll team that you have 5 to 6 already early signing,
Yep.
not including the guys that are going to sign in February. You look at that, but all sports, it's pretty incredible.
Nacho Supreme is asking, Robert, how is the offensive line looking today for the Dragons?
I'll tell you what, they had a huge mountain to climb with this defensive line. It's honestly probably one of the best defensive lines they've played all year. And that D-line is going to go play off in some major college ball. And I've got to tell you, they're handing it to them. This offensive line, I've said it all year, is a special group. You know, they're bonded together. They've played a lot of ball together, and they execute at a very high level. And, you know, and maybe I'm just bleeding the green, but I'll tell you, this is their best unit in the state of Texas. We saw, quote unquote, the best unit supposedly last week in Prosper, and I'll tell you what, I would go down a dark alley with all 5 of these guys any day of the night.
We know that's the top compliment that you can give to any of these offensive linemen.
It's my days in Juarez, Chris.
That'll be. Let's get into that for halftime. Start halftime with that next time.
Stories of Juarez.
Yes.
Gotta keep it PG.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it PG.
One Kinsley Young, Go Frogs, is asking, what is the most exciting football season for the Dragons in the last 30 years?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I guess you start with what? There's several state titles in that mix.
Well, 30 years, you're going back to
95.
95.
That includes your 4 years.
That was my brother Chris's senior year, 95, and Kerry was 96, and I was 99. You know, obviously I wasn't part of it, but I think the run there in the 2000s was pretty exciting when you were national champs. I think, you know, they won the first ever mythical national championship, and they did it in multiple years, and you know, it was a really neat time to be around, and I was just getting back out of college and playing professionally, and it was just kind of getting a taste of the Dragon hysteria then in the mid 2000s, but it was big in the early 90s too, and the mid 90s. You know, I would say, you know, every season has the ability to be a magical one. It just depends on, you know, unfortunately in the Carroll terms, do you win a state championship? So, but I will tell her this, that one of the most magical seasons that I've ever seen on a state championship team, regardless of sport, was that volleyball team this year.
We enjoyed watching that match. We caught you on the broadcast, head to toe in your Dragon attire.
Chris, you know what was weird? I didn't sweat at all. At all. It was like, it was weird, but it was a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. I got your text, so.
Here you go. Take a look at some of the numbers from the first half, courtesy of Scott Farrell. Dragons outgained Geyer 380 yards to 221 through the air, 235, 145 on the ground. Carroll goes 3 of 5 on third down. Geyer had 114 passing, 107 on the ground. Maybe not the split you would expect from this Geyer offense in the first half coming in, but had some really big plays through the air that converted long third downs.
Unexpected, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't think that they would be able to convert those. And it almost made me question if you go back to the number 2 guy and bring him in on the last drive just on a pure passing effort if you wanted to. But they have made some connections. They've got the talent on the perimeter, Chris. You know it's there. It's just about, can you deliver the ball?
From an individual standpoint, the quarterbacks, Angelo Renda, 10 of 16 for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Carter Morgan, 5 of 11 for 114 yards. Rushing the ball for the Dragons, Renda, 4 carries for 27 yards. Davis Penn, 5 for 59. Parker Harris, 2 for 14. Brooks Biggers, 2 for 26 and 2 touchdowns. Blake Gunter, 1 for 9. Through the air, it's Brock Boyd with 3 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown. Luke Jacquemart with 2 for 38 and a score. Blake Gunter, 1 for 24 yards. Brody Knowles, 2 for 44 yards. Caden Mackey, 2 for 10 yards. For Geyer on the ground, it's been Caden Cobbs leading the way, 9 carries, 88 yards and a touchdown. The quarterback, Morgan, 8 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown. Through the air, their leading receiver has been Tristan Shelton, 3 catches for 82 yards, 1 catch for Corbin Glasgow for 10 yards, and 1 for Alex Warren for 22 yards. So keep the questions, the comments coming. We will do our best to get to them throughout the game today. Robert wants to get to one more here at halftime.
I'm seeing a lot of talk about, hey, you know, getting on the live stream and putting that on. Absolutely go do it, but time it up with our audio. So put our audio on, you know, put it on that broadcast. A lot of people are doing that. So go listen, go watch, but keep us tuned in if you can.
We have a lot of fun on this side of things. So if you want,
yeah,
maybe a few laughs in along the way as well.
Well, Chris took me to breakfast, or what Chris said, brunch. Chris took me to brunch today, and it was just marvelous. Thank you, Chris.
And it's wonderful. Watch BYU and Texas Tech a little bit on the way over here. But we'll go ahead and take one more timeout before the start of the third quarter. The score at halftime, Carroll 28, Geyer 13 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Looking for a place the whole family will love? Come check out Champions Club at the Mark Southlake. Conveniently located off Southlake Boulevard in Bicentennial Park, Champions Club is your local, safe, and fun destination for fitness, play, and connection. From state-of-the-art workout spaces and exciting group fitness classes to our aquatic center, indoor courts, and party rentals, there's something for everyone. Make Champions Club your home for health, recreation, and family fun. Join today and discover what it means to live like a champion. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
This time of year, we're all looking for something, but what we really need won't be found under any tree, and it can't be bought for any price. What we're looking for is love, and hope, and peace, and joy. What we're looking for is a place to belong in and a place to believe, a place where miracles still happen. This Christmas, we invite you to find your home at White's Chapel during one of our 7 candlelight Christmas Eve services. Join us as we celebrate the birth of our Savior and the hope of the world.
Talk is cheap when it comes to saving our country. We're not just any cell phone service provider. We're Patriot Mobile. It's not enough to simply talk about values. We live them. Defending life, protecting our First and Second Amendments, and celebrating our military and first responder heroes. We're boots on the ground making a difference. We're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider with nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks and 100% US-based customer service. Join Patriot Mobile today and make an impact every time you use your cell phone.
Welcome back to Crowley ISD Stadium, where Carroll and Denton Geyer are meeting for the second straight year in the 6A Division II Region 1 Final. Chris Blake alongside Robert Clayton, our statistician Scott Farrell, and our technical director Tim Polster today. The winner of this game will face the winner of DeSoto and Willis, who are playing right now at McLean Stadium in Waco on the Baylor campus. DeSoto is up 13-7 in the first quarter. of that game. Not a ton of action today. A lot of the games were played last night. Other big one involving a DFW team, Duncanville and Waxahachie in the Region 2 final for 6A Division 1. Duncanville leading 14-13 in a rematch of one of the bigger upsets early in the year.
Well, and a team that the Dragons played in the preseason as well, a Waxahachie team that awfully talented, and the Dragons, a great tune-up for the Dragons for the season, and the Dragons did a terrific job, if you so call in the scrimmage. But, the competition gets harder and harder as these weeks go by, and come next week, one game away, Chris.
And last night, 6A level Division 1, Allen over North Crowley, 33-21. We have a reminder of last year's North Crowley state title at 6A Division 1 here at Crowley ISD Stadium, marked with a logo to our left as the opening kickoff of the second half goes into the end zone for a touchback. This stadium shared by North Crowley and Crowley High Schools, been open for 3 years.
A beautiful facility. The view up here is great as we look out to Everman and the eastern Fort Worth skyline, so to speak.
Geyer ball to start the third quarter. Carter Morgan with two backs in the backfield. They give it to Cobbs on first down, lowers the shoulder and picks up about 4 on first down to the 30-yard line. So Geyer looking to get something going offensively here. Was driving late in the second quarter, but just kind of ran out of time. Tried a fake punt, or a fake field goal rather, on the last play of the half. Came up short of a first down as time expired anyway. And went into the locker room trailing by 15. 2 receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield. Morgan going to keep it this time, trying to bounce it outside to the right, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Getting there first for the Dragons, Robbie Ladd on the stop for a loss on the play.
And this is where the gear of the Dragon defense has switched from the first quarter to the second quarter is you've got to get a hat on the quarterback, you got to wrap up, you got to make the play. Robbie Ladd has showed that he has stepped up in that defensive backfield, especially the linebacker spot. He's making contact and he's driving his feet through. He's getting Morgan down.
Loss of 1 on the play. Geyer's converted just 1 third down today in 5 attempts. Just 1 back in the backfield this time. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They get it to Cobbs out of the backfield. Lots of running room across the 35-40, out of bounds at the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. And it'll be a first down. I'll actually mark him at the 47.
The second time we've seen Morgan there doing a check down to Cobbs out of the backfield. He had Browse all in his face off to the left. And great job on staying with the throw and getting it out to Cobbs.
Cobbs only had 9 catches all season. He's got a couple today, and they give it to him again on first down to the 50-yard line, picks up 3.
Again, their offense, they're not doing anything crazy. You're talking, check downs to the running back, your power right, power left, right there leading up with another power play, pulling left guard Juan Castaneda out to the right. Again, you're getting Cobbs, falling forward for about 3 to 4 yards.
2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball at midfield, right in the center of the CISD logo. Cobbs to the left of Morgan, 2 receivers to the right side. They bring 1 in motion, Warren right to left. Cobbs gets it again, bouncing outside right tackle, makes 1 defender miss, and is dragged down near the first down marker by Landon Harris. It'll be awfully close. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and half a yard.
You play these teams that are power-oriented. They're blocking down. They're pulling guys. It's very important. They're playing gap control. When you play over the top, you got to wrap up and take them to the ground. And they've had, Dragons have had some issues with that tonight, and they've also tried to shore that up in here from the second quarter on. And they're not doing anything fancy. They're going right at the Dragons downhill.
Or 3rd and less than a yard, I should say. 2 receivers to the left. Strong side of the line is to the left. Cobbs gets it in the backfield, hit in the backfield, and brought down for a loss by Marcus Browse. Browse in there along with Jake Lucky getting up from the bottom of that pile. They knock him backwards. It'll be 4th down.
We talked about Marcus Browse Superman arriving here in the second quarter, making some huge stops. He does it once again. A tackle for loss, again creating a 4th down situation, a critical down for this Geyer offense.
And the Wildcats are going to go for it here. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver left. Morgan will swing it out of the backfield to Cobbs. He's got 1 blocker to hit 4 green jerseys. No chance. He's stopped at the 49-yard line. Geyer turns it over on downs.
Again, if I'm Coach Heim, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're throwing a pitch and catch out to the right. You know, you've had success all game on just leaning forward in 3 to 4 yards. Stick to what works. The Dragons ate that up. They weren't fooled. Great job by the Dragon defense.
Will Lyons, the first one there on the stop for Carroll. And the Dragons take over at their own 48. 3.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Carroll on top, 28-13. Best starting field position of the day for the Dragons. There's one point in the year we got used to seeing Carroll start at worst at their own 40. It's been different, of course, as you get deeper into the playoffs. Motioning out of the backfield is Brock Boyd, left to right. Renda going to take a deep shot. Looking over the middle, Jacquemart hit early. It was tipped, a flag comes out. It was intercepted by Caleb Fowler, but this may be pass interference as Jacquemart was hit before the ball got there.
Chris, I'll tell you here, that matchup with Will Barley, the left guard, and Kyron Haywood, the junior DT number 99, all world, probably about 36 offers. And I tell you what, Will Barley has them on lockdown. He can't get through on any type of pass rush move. Tremendous job by Will Barley today.
So a new set of downs for the Dragons at the 37-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, Knowles to the left. Gunter in the backfield, running behind the left guard, is going to be hit after a short gain and pushed backward. They'll give him about a yard to the 36.
And if you're the Dragon offense, you know, you got it. The clock is your best asset right now. Work some time off, get that run game going. There's no rush. Bleed some time off the clock.
Haywood on the stop on that tackle. Two receivers each side for Carroll here. Now Davis Penn in at running back. Something we've seen from the Dragons as the season's progressed is just a variety of ball carriers in the backfield. As Renda's going to take a shot for the end zone, looking for Boyd. It's just out of his grasp, and another flag comes in. Actually, 2 of them here. This is going to be another pass interference call against Geyer.
Pass interference on defense number 12. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
You know, Chris, when you have a player like Brock Boyd, he's so difficult to cover that he puts you in bad positions defensively, and as an individual player that you've got to compensate by doing something that you don't normally do. The great ones do that. They will generate these pass interference calls, and Brock Boyd does that. He is so difficult to cover.
7 penalties now on Geyer that have cost him 70 yards. First down for the Dragons at the 21. Penn gets it behind the left guard, and he's hit across the 20-yard line inside the 20 to the 17. Picks up about 4 on first down.
A great job by the Dragon offensive line. Again, it just gives them crease, give Penn a crease, let him make the cut, get the adjustment, get him to second level, and Davis Penn is going to have a lot of success. Great job on first down in the inside zone to the left.
2nd and 6 for the Dragons at the 22, or at the 17. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Penn still in the game at running back. Renda will take the snap, give it to Davis. Behind right guard this time. Spinning forward inside the 15-yard line. They'll mark him down at about the 12. It'll be 3rd and short.
Great job by the center carry Clayton taking Karen Haywood about 4 or 5 yards deep in the second level.
3rd and short. Renda hands to Penn one more time. This time he's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped by this Geyer defensive line. First one there was the senior defensive end, Jalen Lawson. Loss of a yard or 2 on the play, and Carroll will send out the field goal unit. Gavin Strange will get an opportunity here. It's 3 of 5 on the season. Out of the hold of Luke Jacquemard, and the deep snapper is Cody Williford. This is going to be a 31-yard attempt. Ball's on the left hash. The snap is down, the kick is up, and Strange splits the uprights. Field goals brought to you by CLC Roofing all season long. So Gavin Strange adds 3 for Carroll with 5:43 to go in the third quarter. The score is the Dragons 31, the Wildcats 13 in the regional final on the Dragons Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
A 4-play, 40-yard drive for the Dragons that takes 2 minutes and 26 seconds, ends in a Gavin Strange field goal to put Carroll up 31-13. Just over halfway through the third quarter as Strange sends the kickoff through the end zone for another touchback. So Geyer has had a little bit of success through the air, but it's mostly been on kind of some desperation heaves that have resulted in big chunk plays. The short passing game really has not been as effective for Carter Morgan, but got to start to go to the air some here.
You got to put points on. You got to put them on fast.
2 receivers left. Warren motions left to right across the formation. They throw over the middle, caught by Shelton. Just as we say, the short passing game has not necessarily been there. Slant over the middle to Shelton. That's a first down.
And they're going to have to get some rhythm. They're doing some tempo right now. You've got to get this offense going, move down the field. That slant works. You have to go back to it again.
Morgan will throw again. This one is complete, shy of the 50-yard line to Glasgow. They'll mark him down at the 47, so it'll be 2nd and 3.
Morgan stays in the pocket, hits Glasgow on a comeback route on the right side. They're finding a little soft spot in the Dragon defense, and these are short timing routes that they're trying to connect on.
Aiden Martins is in the game at running back, a senior who ran for 635 yards so far this season. High snap, Morgan pulls it down, gives it to Martins, trying to pick his way through across the 50-45 as a blocker and will go out of bounds along the Geyer sideline, forced out there by Luke Bussman, but it's another first down for the Wildcats. Those 3 plays that net positive yardage for Geyer and a couple of first downs. Ball now at the 34-yard line of the Dragons. Martins will get it again, running left side. Short gain. Tackled there by Will Lines. Give him 2 on the play. Clock continues to move. Morgan goes back to the sideline to get the play. Shadows starting to creep out across the field now, especially on the north side of the field. They're going to motion Martins out of the backfield to the right side. Empty set for Morgan. Has time, throws over the middle, had a man and just overthrew him. It was Zane Rowe, who does play the occasional tight end for Geyer, but it was incomplete. but Rowe found himself wide open.
Wide open, and that's one that Morgan's going to want back. We said that Zane will play a little tight end, just an overthrown pass by Morgan. Zane Rowe, they're talking about maybe he might even play tight end at the next level. They don't know, but he is an athlete. He can play anywhere on the field.
He's on the left side of the line at that tight end spot. Play fake to Martins. Morgan under pressure, rolling out to his left, avoids one defender. Looking for Rowe, overthrew him, and it falls incomplete. 4th down.
Excellent job by the Dragon defense and the Dragon D-line on forcing Morgan to scramble and put the throw in motion. And he's not very accurate when you have to do that.
So 4th down, and they're going to go for it here. Big play coming up, and they want to talk about it, it would appear. Geyer will use a timeout here before this 4th down play. Timeouts brought to you by Dragon Special Olympics. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Carroll 31, Geyer 13 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
A big 4th down play coming up here for this Carroll defense. Geyer going to go for it on 4th and 8 from the Dragons' 32-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They motion Warren across right to left. Morgan takes the snap, looking to throw, has a little time, looking end zone for Shelton, and it is incomplete. Was nearly intercepted by Taven Coons, but the net field position probably better for the Dragons with it falling incomplete, and Geyer turns it over on downs.
What a play by Taven Coons. It's step for step with the Geyer receiver. Great job on not creating a pass interference. Gets up and makes a ball player's move on the ball. Terrific job by Taven Coons.
Shelton a little bit slow to get up, but now walking off the field on his own. Even on that 4th down play, we did not see Caden Cobbs in the game at running back. I thought maybe for a couple of snaps they were just giving him a breather with Martins out there, but on a critical play, starting running back was not on the field. So the Dragons take over at their own 32. We saw in the last possession they kept it on the ground a little bit more, trying to keep the ball away from Geyer as much as possible here in the second half. Empty backfield here, though. 4 receivers right, 1 to the left. Design run for quarterback Angelo Renda across the 35. Gets outside the numbers and is brought down by one of the safeties, Owen Whistler, to the 38. Picks up 6 on the play.
7-yard gain. It's 2nd down.
So 2nd down coming up for the Dragons. It's like Penn and Gunter are both going to be in the backfield here with Angelo. Brock Boyd to the right side of the formation. 2 receivers left. And split backs with Renda in the backfield. They motion Gunter out to the left side. Renda takes the snap, hands it to Penn, running left. Has enough for the 1st down across the 42 to the 43. That'll move the sticks for a Dragon Den 1st down.
Again, inside zone off the left. And Will Barley, again, we just mentioned him. He is putting the clinic on Haywood, the defensive tackle, just straight mauling the defensive lineman, creating the gap between him and Luke Wilson. Penn does a great job hitting the hole, getting in the second level.
So 1st down for the Dragons at the 43. They're in no rush right here. 2 receivers to each side. Penn motions out of the backfield. Renda looks to throw. Flag flies. It's going to be a false start on Carroll.
Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Luke Wilson called for the false start. Backs Carroll up 5. Five penalties for Carroll's today for 30 yards. Clock continues to run, though. Two receivers each side for Carroll with Penn in the backfield. They motion him out again. Renda takes the snap, looks to throw. Under pressure, rolling out to his left now, chased by Rowe outside the numbers along the Geyer sideline, and will float it out of bounds. And a flag coming as Rowe shoved Angelo after he had already crossed the boundary.
You've got to be smarter than that if you're Zane Rowe. You can't allow your emotions to overtake you.
Defense number 0, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Carroll. Seen a couple of times today, Rowe let his emotions kind of take over at times.
Too much emotion. You got to be careful. You got to be more disciplined than that as a player. Easier said than done when I'm saying it from the booth versus in the heat of battle. But you've got to know better than to take a shot like that at the end of the play out of bounds.
He is on the sideline now. Logan Loki, a sophomore, into that spot at defensive end for Geyer. First down for Carroll at the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. Penn gets it again, spinning his way through traffic at the line across the 45. Mark him down at the 43-yard line of Denton Geyer, a 4-yard gain. And that's something that Carroll has always done really well, is avoiding those kind of emotion-based penalties.
Well, you talk about all three phases of the game, but there's also the penalty side where, you get in a matchup with Carroll, they're very disciplined. They don't allow their emotions to overtake them in the game, and sometimes that's the difference.
Second down for the Dragons. It ticks down to 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Two receivers left. They motion Jacquemart off the hip of the tackle out wide. Davis Penn, huge hole up the middle. Across the 20, inside the 15, and finally spun down at about the 12-yard line. Davis Penn surging forward for 31 yards and a first down.
Again, find a lot of success in the inside zone. It is really just right up the middle here, and great job by Davis Penn on making the cut, getting in the second level, and using the burst.
We see a sixth offensive lineman into the game now for the Dragons. Davis Penn goes over 100 yards rushing as well. As Luke Wilson and Tristan Dare are both over on the right side of that line. Penn running behind that right side is going to be hit at about the line of scrimmage. Dropped by Jalen Lawson, and that will likely be the final play of this quarter. Yeah, the Dragon offense is going to come back to the sideline as 20 seconds tick off, and Carroll coming up on 1 quarter away from winning Region 1. So as the clock hits triple zeros here in the third quarter, Carroll on top of Geyer, 31-13. Fourth quarter coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
We go to the fourth quarter at Crowley ISD Stadium. Carroll knocking on the door one more time inside the red zone of 2nd down and 10 for the Dragons. 2 receivers to each side. Davis Penn in the backfield. Dragons up 31-13. Renda looking to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out to the left. Directing traffic. Now gets inside the 10 and steps out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And Robert, we have neglected a milestone in Angelo's career today, becoming the all-time leading.
He actually passed Chase Daniel today on career yardage, and trailing just a few touchdowns away from Chase Daniel.
Renda with about 8,400 career yards. Daniel had about 8,300. 3rd down, trips right. Renda gives to Parker Harris in the backfield, inside the 5, into the end zone for a touchdown. Parker Harris finds the end zone for the 3rd time in 2 weeks and puts Carroll on top 37-13.
A terrific job by Parker Harris' inside zone. A nice little jump cut. Gets behind the middle offensive line and finds pay dirt. Again, this Dragon offense is hitting on all cylinders. They've established the run game, and they've established dominance on that line of scrimmage.
The touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate as Carroll goes up 24 with less than a quarter to go as Strange puts in the CLC Roofing point after try. And with 11:48 to go in the game, the score is Carroll 38, Geyer 13 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Recoat Revolution, your one-day floor solution. I'm Joe Worrell, Southlake resident, Air Force veteran, and proud father of 2 dragons. Our one-day sandless, dustless process refreshes flooring without the mess, smell, and expense of traditional refinishing. If your floors have damage, wear from furniture, or even little dragon talons, we can tackle those issues to have you back in a clean home that night. Sandless, dustless, odorless, done by dinner. Recoat Revolution. Go Dragons!
Dragon fans, the wait is over. The Dragon Den is your one-stop shop for spirit wear, gear, and everything green, black, and white. Show your pride and represent Southlake Carroll everywhere you go. Protect the tradition and shop at the Den. We are open every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and all freshman, JV, and varsity home games. The Dragon Den is the perfect spot to gear up for game day. Go Dragons!
Dragons up big now, 38-13 with 11:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Gavin Strange's kickoff is fielded at the 1-yard line by Aiden Martins, and a lot of running room as he gets outside the 40, outside the numbers along the Geyer sideline. Martins inside the 30 of the Dragons, being chased by Strange inside the 10, and he is tripped up at the 1-yard line. Martins takes it 98 yards, fielded it at the 1, tripped up at the 1. Gavin Strange, the kicker, the one who finally makes the tackle after the big kick return by Aiden Martins.
I think that's been one of the bigger, brighter spots on this Geyer team today is the special team play. They've done an excellent job on execution and just returns, coverage, along with block kicks.
They had a block punt in the first quarter. 98-yard return here, and a jumbo package into the backfield with Morgan. There's a bad snap, and it gets behind him. He can't fall on it, and the Dragons pick it up. So from a 98-yard kick return, 1 second, to a bad snap and a fumble recovery by Parker Harris. The next, it's Carroll football, and Geyer shoots itself in the foot here at the 1-yard line.
And who other than Parker Harris coming up with the fumble recovery. I tell you what, he is a game changer. Scores a touchdown, comes back, fumble recovery. What a heads-up play. And this Geyer team just can't catch a break right now.
They had 2 linemen along with a running back in the backfield with Morgan before that ball was snapped. And the snap was high and to Morgan's right. He just could not fall on it before he was hit by a Dragon player. So Carroll coming back onto the field with its offense. Penn in the backfield with Renda. Gives it to Penn, running up the middle, lowers the shoulder, and crosses the 20-yard line to the 21. All turnovers today brought to you by Paragon Designs. Turn over your next remodel or new home design to Paragon Designs. And that was the first turnover of the game for either side. The fumble by Morgan. Dragons looking to the sideline for a play. Like Renda and Penn both kind of shielding their eyes from the sun as it starts to set here to the west side of the stadium. Penn motions to Renda's right. Angelo takes the snap, gives to Davis, running behind right guard again. Breaks one tackle across the 30 before he is brought down by Jalen Sterling. It'll be a Dragon Den first down after an 11-yard gain.
You got to love Davis Penn, what he's done. He's just keeping him between the tackles here, getting the second level. You're seeing that burst from Davis once he hits that second level, and he has been unstoppable today. Just a terrific job by Davis Penn.
It's the 20th first down of the day for Carroll. Be fighting that sun, looking to the sideline for about 15 more yards. Ball's at the 32 on the right hash, or left hash rather. Three receivers right. They give it to Davis again. Cuts back to the right. Hit at the 35 and dropped after a short gain.
Where are we at on total rushing for today? Put him on spot.
Give him about one play and we'll have the number. 233, the number for the Dragons on the ground today against this defense that has been stingy against the run this year.
You've got to think about that. This is the defense that on average only gives up 60 yards a game. You talk about establishing the run. The Dragons have done it today.
Gunter motions out of the backfield, right side, two receivers left. Brooks Biggers gets the carry and drags a defender forward for a couple of yards. Darren Neal hit him in the backfield, and Biggers still finds a way to turn it into a short gain. But this is a guy defense that, against some of the top teams in DFW, has been run on. They played Aledo in non-district, gave up more than 200 rushing yards there, and also a non-district game against North Crowley, which North Crowley was able to run against them. But in district play, nearly impossible. Three receivers right on 3rd down and 5 for Carroll. One receiver to the left. Biggers gets it again, trying to spin his way forward for the first down. Not going to get there. Zane Rowe on the stop. He gets up to the 39.
Well, again, we talked about, one of the best assets for the Dragons is this clock burning down. You're in the fourth quarter, getting almost below the 8-minute mark. A great job, even though it doesn't come away with the score, and they're going to flip the field. You're still controlling the ball game on the ground, which is what the Dragons need to do. Just, use the clock.
Carroll will punt it away here on 4th down. Gavin Strange will kick, as we've seen Zach Hayes get hit a couple of times. Strange, it's the running start. The Australian rules style kick bounces at the 32-yard line, picked up by the Wildcats and hit nearly immediately by Taven Coons. Return up to the 37-yard line.
I like the adjustment by the Dragon special teams on doing the rugby style. The guy sees some type of ability to get to the punter. And now you're rolling the punter out, a little squib kick, and great covers by Coons.
So 7:54 to go in this one. Cobbs is back in there for Geyer now. Two receivers right, one to the left, tight end to the left. Morgan looking to throw. Goes out of the backfield. Cobbs gets out of one tackle across the 40, stepped out of bounds along the Dragon sideline. They'll mark him out right at about the 39.5.
Yeah, if you're Geyer, you've got to get a little more tempo here. You got to get up and get going. You got to get the play in. You got to get set.
2 yards on the play. Two receivers left, low snap. Morgan picks it up. He's going to be hit in the backfield. Lost the football. It's loose on the ground. Crawford Taylor picks it up, and he's going into the end zone for a touchdown. A 19-yard fumble return for a touchdown for Crawford Taylor. Another fumble by this Geyer offense.
What a play by Marcus Brow. Staying with his pass rush on the edge, delivers a shot on Morgan, creates the fumble. Crawford Taylor to scoop and score. Sees Pater, defensive line dream. You got it.
44-13 the score. Touchdown brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate, and turnovers by Paragon Designs. Turn over your next remodel or new home design to Paragon Designs. Gavin Strange on for the point after try. The north side of the field. Jacquemart the holder. And the kick is up and through for Gavin Strange. PATs brought to you by CLC Roofing. With 7:36 to go in the fourth, it's Carroll 45, Geyer 13 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
Hey, Dragons, athletes, fans, and champions of all kinds. I'm Dr. Isabel Lopez at Life's Medicine, and my team and I are here to help you feel, recover, and perform at your absolute best. From guided weight loss to hormone balance, we create a personalized game plan for peak health. Boost your recovery with cryotherapy, recharge with red light therapy, and fuel your body with our powerful Slim Shots. Don't just cheer from the sidelines. Step into your own strongest and healthiest self. Visit us and let's build your winning season, both on and off the field, at Life's Medicine, where health meets performance. Go Dragons!
Gavin Strange kicked it away for Carroll after another Dragon touchdown, and Aiden Martins returns it to the 22-yard line of the Wildcats. Kickoff comes after a fumble return for a touchdown by Crawford Taylor. Second fumble of this quarter by Denton Geyer, as the Wildcats offense will come back out onto the field. And as we were early in the first quarter, we saw a line of cars slowly coming into the parking lot. Now that the Dragons are up 32 points from our view up in the press box, a line of cars slowly leaving Crowley ISD Stadium as Morgan looks to throw on first down. Right sideline, nice throw, complete to Alex Warren between a couple of defenders to the 41.
Hey, Chris, listen to this stat. You know, as of the first quarter, quarterback Morgan for Geyer had about 40 yards rushing. Since then, there's been 4 sacks, almost negative 42 yards. He only has negative 5 yards rushing now. Incredible job by the Dragon defense.
Cobbs on first down for the Wildcats gets it close to midfield, or right at midfield. It'll be a yard shy of a first down. The Geyer running game in the first quarter looked like it was going to be able to get something going here. Morgan looks to throw, has pressure from the blind side, throws it up, it's caught by Warren along that Geyer's sideline. I'm not sure that he felt Robbie Ladd coming, but he got rid of it just in time.
Well, he was coming like a rocket off the edge there, delivered a shot on Morgan. Great job by Morgan, just staying in the pocket and delivering a throw.
But the rushing offense for the Wildcats looked good in the first quarter, but the Dragons have made some adjustments, and there's been tough going on the ground for Geyer since then. Cobbs gets it here on first down, falls forward to the 36-yard line, picks up 3. Be second down coming up.
Cobbs with the carry, he picked up a couple. Second down.
So if we are safely doing a little more scoreboard watching now. The winner of this one plays the winner of DeSoto and Willis as Morgan, looking down the left sideline, completes a pass to Shelton. It comes out at the end. They're going to rule that he was down at the 4 before the ball came out. And again, Dragon coaching staff not pleased with that call. Riley Dodge out across the numbers. Thought it should have been ruled another fumble. Instead, it is 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Wildcats at the 4-yard line, left hash. Looking to punch one in here with under 6 minutes to play. 2 receivers go out to the right. Cobbs alongside Morgan in the backfield, and we're going to get a false start here coming up on Denton Geyer.
False start against the offense. For not all 11 players getting set. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And we've seen this, Chris. We've seen this Geyer offense just kind of shoot themselves in the foot once they get into the red zone. You know, you've got, and that's the difference when you play a team like Southlake. You want to go punch for punch at times. You've got to execute. You got to be consistent.
The officials reset the play clock, and we are back in business here. Ball pushed back a few yards. 2 receivers to the right. High snap. Morgan goes to get it. Gives to Cobbs inside the 5. A couple of Dragon defenders bounce off him before he's finally brought down by a group including Parker Harris and Marcus Browse. So it'll be 2nd and goal at the 3.5. This is a Carroll defense that takes a lot of pride in keeping opponents out of the end zone, even in a game with this sort of lead. Would love to hold them to a field goal try. And there's some more motion up front. And it's going to be another false start.
False start. Offense number 0. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Another penalty on Zane Rowe. You know, you can't do this if you're a Geyer. You've got to get an end zone. You got to get in quickly. And again, I think this game is obviously way too far to reach now. But it's been an example of what's haunting this Geyer offense all day.
They go to this jumbo set now with 2 linemen in the backfield. Play fake to Cobbs. Morgan rolling out. And it's dropped inside the 5-yard line. They were trying to throw to the defensive lineman, Kyron Haywood. And he dropped the pass at about the 2. Would have been able to walk in.
Again, we're throwing passes to defensive linemen. Had a case of the crab hands there. You got to be careful with that. You know, you just don't try to get too fancy. Just get the ball in the end zone. Don't shoot yourself in the foot.
10 penalties today for 95 yards for Geyer. Now facing 3rd and goal. Ball at the 8. The receivers back onto the field. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Cobb in the backfield. Morgan looking to throw. Goes end zone. It is incomplete. He was looking for Tristan Shelton, but it was too far in front of him. It falls to the turf, and it'll be 4th down. You would figure here with the margin what it is, Geyer may just go for it, and it looks like that's what they will do. We're going to take a timeout first. Reed Heim going to call his team over to the sideline before this 4th and goal play with 4:22 to go in the 4th quarter. Timeouts brought to you by Carroll ISD Special Olympics. The score is the Dragons 45 and the Wildcats 13 in the regional final on the Dragons Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
4th and goal for the Wildcats with 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter. This Carroll defense trying to come up with one final stand to make a statement in the regional final. 4 receivers to the right, including 3 bunched out wide. Morgan looking to throw. They go end zone looking for Rowe. He leaps up and makes the catch over a Carroll defender for the touchdown. Zane Rowe, who we told you does play some tight end occasionally for this Geyer team, hauls in the touchdown, his second of the year, and it's 45-19.
A great stand by the Dragon defense again. Operating with the short field is difficult. Good job by Geyer getting in the end zone, finding Zane Rowe. We talked about Zane Rowe being a tight end. He's a big target, gets in the end zone. Good pass by Morgan.
Seen him a couple of years in a row now. Do you think he projects as more of a defensive end or a tight end?
I see him more of an athlete. I think he makes him more versatility as a tight end personally.
Geyer going for 2 here. Morgan flushed out of the pocket to the right side, and instead of intercepting it, Parker Harris just bats it to the ground. He got both hands on it in a perfect position to bring it in, but opts to throw it to the turf and end the play there. So 4:18 to go in the fourth quarter. The score is Carroll 45, Geyer 19 on the Dragon Sports Network.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
(45-19) Carroll with 4:18 to go in the fourth quarter of this regional final. Carroll protecting against an onside kick here from Andrew Johnson. Johnson will try the onside kick. It is grabbed by Taven Coons. He immediately goes to the turf, and Carroll recovers it and will have the ball at midfield. The touchdown by the Wildcats to make it 45-19 ends a stretch of 38 unanswered points scored by the Dragons today.
Unbelievable.
So Carroll appears headed to the 5th round, the state semifinals, where they would take on the winner of DeSoto and Willis. Right now that game is in the second quarter. DeSoto already out to a 34-14 lead. Trips left for the Dragons. Davis Penn in the backfield. Tight end to the right side. They give it to Penn. Jump cut at the middle. He has a lot of running room across the 30, inside the 25, and he slides down at the 15-yard line. And some flags fly away from the play as Brock Boyd was tangled up with a Geyer defender. Didn't see who it was. The player being pushed away from the mix by his teammates is Caleb Fowler, one of the linebackers. Not sure if it was those two who got tied up or not. Boyd's helmet came off in the process.
Well, very smart of Riley Dodge running out there, grabbing the player, saying, hey, get back, don't get an altercation, tempers are high. You don't want to get ejected for next week's game as well. So you got to be careful. You have this Geyer team, very emotional. Don't get baited into a trap.
The officials talking to Zane Rowe right now as well at the 6-yard line. As Riley Dodge calls his offense over 2, probably relaying that message of don't get involved in anything in these last 4 minutes. We await the call from the officials.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct and it's number 13 of Denton Geyer. The players didn't qualify.
So unsportsmanlike conduct against Grant Hatfield, number 13, one of the defensive backs, not Fowler. He and Boyd were involved after the play. So Boyd stays in the game. You can hear the official say, even though his helmet came off, because it was a result of that penalty. So Boyd is in there along with Knowles and Gunter on the left side. Brooks Biggers into the game at running back for Carroll. Renda hands to Biggers, trying to bounce it outside to the right. Cuts back in. Grabbed by the shoelaces as he falls across the 5-yard line down to the 3. First and goal actually from the 4 coming up for the Dragons.
You just got to love the mentality, the workmanship of this offensive line group and what they brought today. Really, opening the holes in not doing anything fancy, just sticking to the game plan, inside zone, and being physical with this front, getting to the second level, establishing the blocks. Tremendous job by the guys up front.
Second and goal from the 4. Just over 3 minutes to play. Same set, 3 receivers to the left, Biggers in the backfield. They give it to Brooks again. Puts his head down, plunges forward. They're going to stop him at the 1. A gain of 3 on the play. It'll be third and goal. See if they give it to Biggers one more time. Or Davis Penn jogging back onto the field to check into the game. Biggers will head to the sideline. He's already scored a couple of touchdowns today. Penn with 160 rushing yards on the afternoon. Has not gotten into the end zone yet. 17 touchdowns on the year for Davis. Last week had 14 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. They give it to him. He lowers the shoulder, gets across the goal line into the end zone for a touchdown. Davis Penn with touchdown number 18 on the year, and it puts the Dragons in front 51-19.
Hey, Chris, one of the most impressive rushing performances that we've seen from Davis Penn all year. Great job getting behind Will Bartley, Kerry Clayton, and Nathan Domrocki up front and bursting into the end zone. Terrific job, touchdown Dragons.
And hugs for Davis Penn as he gets back to the sideline from his coaches and teammates. Touchdowns brought to you by Kim Bedwell Luxury Real Estate. Gavin Strange on for the CLC Roofing point after try. It is blocked and picked up by Geyer. They tried to run it back. It's a dead ball. And the extra point attempt is blocked. The first attempt for Gavin Strange that has not been successful all season. Coming into the day, he was 91 of 91.
Wow.
Either way, it takes us to a timeout. 2:20 to go in the fourth. Carroll up 51-19 in the regional final on the Dragon Sports Network.
Christmas is a season of joy as we celebrate that manger in Bethlehem and the dawn of God's redeeming grace. All month long, White's Chapel is filled with opportunities to experience the joy of the season. From our trains, musical programs, and activities of all types, we invite you to come and share in the celebration. Please go to our church website for times and information. Join us as we repeat the sounding joy of Christmas.
Carroll leads 51-19 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the regional final against Denton Geyer. Dragons preparing to head to the state semifinals. As Gavin Strange kicks this one away after the Davis Penn touchdown. It is going to be fielded once again by Geyer. Aiden Martins running along the left hash, gets out of one tackle across the 35. Near the 40 and pushed out of bounds along that Carroll sideline. And Aiden Martins is a kick returner today. Last 3 times has shown a little bit of something.
Well, I love that they found something on this Dragon special teams that's been nearly perfect all season long. It's a good film to get back and take a look at it, see what happened, where are the gaps, to see if you can fill it. Because if they're seeing it, next week's opponent will see it as well.
Want to remind you that you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to be a part of Texas football history. Mark your calendars for the UIL State Football Championships, December 17th through 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where the best teams from 6-man to 6A leave it all on the field in the hopes of being named champion. For the latest updates, head to uiltexas.org/football. That's uiltexas.org/football. On first down, Morgan dropping back, looking to throw, flushed out to the right side. Throws incomplete along the Carroll sideline. There is a flag thrown on the play. Dragons declined to take it. It's 2nd and 10. .204 left.
Illegal touching against number 19 of Geyer. Penalties lost down at the previous spot. 2nd down.
So the next play will take us to the 2-minute timeout of the second half. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right for the Wildcats. Morgan fakes the handoff, hit as he throws, and fires high over the head of his intended target. Morgan a little bit slow to get up.
Big shot by Marcus Browse. He's been coming off that edge, and we told you he plays that hybrid position where he can play D-end, he can stand up and get off the edge as a linebacker, but he has pass rush skills, and he get the quarterback so quickly, and he closes that gap. Man, he's played a phenomenal game tonight.
It's been in Morgan's face all day, and it brings us to a timeout here in Crowley. The score 51-19 in favor of the Dragons. 2 minutes to go in the regional final. Back after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Steven Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
Two minutes to go in the fourth quarter from Crowley. Carroll and Denton Geyer. Dragons looking to move on to the state semifinals as Carter Morgan, the quarterback, takes the snap, gets rid of it out of the backfield to Aiden Martins, spins across the 45 out of a couple of tackles at the 50, still on his feet inside the Dragon 40, and falls forward to the 35-yard line. Aiden Martins has been electric with the ball in his hands here in the second half.
Chris, it looked like you were playing 1992 John Madden in the snow. You just press the C button and you just spin and spin and spin, doing a terrific job shedding the Dragon tacklers.
They give it to him on the ground here, and he's hit and stopped after a short gain by Austin Busman. Picks up 3 on the play. Clock continuing to tick, 1:20 to go. Geyer not in a huge rush to keep things moving here as Cobbs up motions out of the backfield. Morgan looking to throw. Browse chasing him down again, and he fires incomplete over on that Geyer sideline. Well, Carroll has reached the state semifinals in 4 of the last 5 seasons. The lone time they did not make it was in 2022 when this Geyer team eliminated them from the playoffs. The other years beat Trinity in a regional final, beat Louisville in a regional or beat Allen in a regional final rather, Byron Nelson, and then Geyer last year. Morgan looking to throw, completes it over the middle, and that is to Rowe. He goes down to the 27. 5-yard gain on the plate.
I guess a Geyer team, the 22 team. Jackson Arnold is now at Auburn. Was at OU. That was a very, very good team. Went on to went to the semifinals, and I believe they got defeated by DeSoto.
That is correct. 4th and 2. They're going for it. Cobb's out of the backfield. Morgan throws it to Cobb, and it's incomplete. Threw it too far out in front of him, and they turn it over on downs with 30 seconds to go. So Geyer will come up short in its quest to get back to the state semis. two teams have not always been in the same division in the playoffs, so Geyers has advanced past this round a couple of times when they were not in the same division as Carroll, made the state final in 2021, lost to Westlake. But in 23, a by-district loss to Coppell, and last year, of course, the loss in the regional final to Carroll. The Dragons can come out here and take a knee. Angelo Renda in victory formation, with Brock Boyd behind him, takes the snap, takes a knee, and that'll do it. The Dragons head back to the home sidelines to celebrate a Region 1 final victory over Denton Geyer for the second straight year. Carroll headed to the state semifinals. Few of the Carroll and Geyer players slapping hands at midfield. Davis Penn chatting with, I believe, Tristan Shelton, or rather Jalen Sterling near midfield as the teams shake hands, and Carroll playing in the state semifinals now for the third year in a row, 23, 24, and again this season. Robert, we talked about how it's become the norm to make these deep playoff runs under Riley Dodge, but certainly not easy to do, even if it has become something that's happened year after year.
Oh, it's not easy at all. You talk about this Geyer team, hats off to the season they have had. You're talking about a team that has over 12 to 13 Division I players who are going to play on the next level for Geyer. It's not a slouch, and it's not easy. It takes a team effort. It takes the staff. It takes the community. It takes the kids believing in what Riley Dodge preaches, and there's a reason why the consistency is there, reaching the semifinals, and just hats off to this team. Terrific job.
Well, we will take a final timeout here from Crowley ISD Stadium, come back with some final numbers, and look ahead to next week in just a couple of minutes. Carroll 51, Geyer 19, the final score in the Region 1 final. Back after this on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Looking for a roofer who truly knows Southlake? My name is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing, a longtime Southlake resident who's proud to serve this community. For decades, we have protected Dragon Country with roofs built to handle the scorching sun, sudden hail, and high winds, all while keeping your homes looking beautiful. CLC Roofing proudly supports the Carroll ISD, the Carroll Booster Club, and local events. Supporting Southlake is part of who we are. We know every HOA standard, city code, and neighborhood nuance because we live here too. When the storm hits, we're not hours away. We're already in your community, ready to help the moment you need us. Our crews are safety certified and led by project managers who always focus on details. From minor repairs to full replacements, we bring expert craftsmanship and clear communication to every project. We only install top-tier roofing materials, and as an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, we can offer extended warranties most roofers cannot, because trust and quality go hand in hand. Protect the tradition, Southlake.
The Dragons are heading to the state semifinals after a 51-19 win over Denton Geyer this afternoon at Crowley ISD Stadium. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton back here with you to put a bow on this one and look ahead to next week. And Robert, it looked like during the first quarter that this Geyer rushing attack might prove to be problematic for the Carroll defense, but Dragons made some adjustments, and it also seemed like Geyer got away from it at times.
Well, I think you just felt the initial charge of, momentum from Geyer. They had it on their side. They had the block punt. They got scored in a short field, and really they had one score really all game from that. Really driving the length of the field, other than the late one here in the fourth quarter. But the corrections in the assignment football that the Dragons did, which they usually adjust and make adjustments, getting the hat on the hat, getting off blocks, and playing over the top. They did a terrific job on slowing that run game down, forcing it in tough spots for the quarterback, which they had to do.
Offensively, Carroll started the game going side to side on a lot of their plays, started to get more direct down the field as the game wore on.
Yeah, I think they were trying to penetrate on the outside in terms of the bubble and getting some. They saw something on the edge, but then they just went back to the inside zone, what we talked a little bit about at the end of the first quarter. You've got to establish that middle. It kept them honest, allowed them to take some shots downfield as well.
Well, taking a look at some of the numbers from Scott Farrell, our statistician today. Carroll goes over 500 yards of total offense against one of the better 6A defenses in the area. 276 on the ground against a team that has allowed an average of 60 per game this season, 235 through the air. Geyer, meanwhile, 388 total yards, 135 rushing, 253 passing. Penalties also hurt Geyer, 11 penalties for 104 yards today. Individually for the Dragons, Angelo Renda, 10 of 16, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. His favorite target was Brock Boyd, 3 catches for 116 yards and a score. Luke Jacquemart had 2 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches for Brody Knowles for 44 yards, 2 for Caden Mackey for 10 yards, and 1 for Blake Gunter for 24 yards. On the ground for the Dragons, Davis Penn leads the way, 16 carries, 161 yards and a touchdown. And how great is it to see that kind of day from Davis Penn in this deep playoff run?
You talk about Davis Penn and what he's been through and having to miss the latter part of the playoffs last year and recovering from a knee injury and coming in, probably his best rushing performance I've seen in a very long time by Davis Penn. And he did it the old-fashioned way, getting behind his pads, getting behind his offensive lineman, getting to the second level and getting that burst.
Also on the ground for Carroll, Renda, 7 for 38 yards. Brooks Biggers, 6 for 38 and 2 touchdowns. Parker Harris, 3 for 21 and a touchdown. 2 carries for Blake Gunter for 10 yards. So that's a look at the final numbers today as this Dragon defense limits Geyer to 19 points, a team that had averaged about 38 points per game on the season, as Riley Dodge is holding that regional final trophy as he talks to the team down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, a tremendous day. We talk about the ability to get here is so hard. And for Dragon fans that might come accustomed or expectations or semifinals and state finals every year, but it's so hard to do it year in, year out. And the consistency of Riley Dodge, not only him as a coach, but as a mentor for these men. He's a tremendous asset to this community. Hats off to you, Coach Dodge. And hats off to Angelo Renda. Looks like he surpassed Chase Daniel today on the career yardage mark. Just a terrific day to be a Dragon.
As the players celebrate, the speech has concluded. The trophy now being held up high over everybody's head. Everyone trying to get a hand on it as they start to pass it around here after the win over Geyer. So next week, Carroll will take on the winner of DeSoto and Willis. That game right now is at halftime with the Eagles leading 34-20, being played at McLean Stadium down in Waco. So we'll keep an eye on that one the rest of the afternoon. And of course, no word until there is an opponent on where any potential game will be played. But keep an eye on all of the Dragon and Carroll ISD social media channels for the latest information on that. So that'll do it for us here from Crowley this afternoon. For our technical director, Tim Polster, I promoted you to executive director. Statistician Scott Farrell, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying good night from Crowley. Carroll wins the Region 1 final over Geyer 51-19 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This week's Dragon football broadcast has been brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell Briggs Freeman Sotheby's, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm Fidelity National Title. Recoat Revolution. The Mark Southlake. Life's Medicine. Clayton and Clayton Real Estate. Hearst Autoplex. Southlake Dermatology. CLC Roofing. Patriot Mobile. The Dragon Den. And Mills Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons.